Can you say quantum leap? What's going on, family? It's your man, Mr. Law of Attraction, back for another video, and this is how to rewrite your life to go to the next level going into the new year 2025. What you guys are about to watch right now, I know it's a long video, so let me preface, it's a 3-hour recording from this last quantum leap challenge that we had. So let's talk about why you want to spend the next several hours watching this masterclass. First of all, who are you? You're probably a spiritual-based entrepreneur, maybe a solopreneur, who wants to take their business from the first floor to the penthouse. You want to go and start earning multiple 6 figures, if not 7 figures a year, doing what you love by using the law of attraction. It's exactly what I did studying with the famous Bob Proctor. I studied with him for 2.5 years, and I took my business from $0 to $100,000 per month profit in less than 45 days twice using the law of attraction. So if you want to do something like that, you're going to have to rewrite your mind. So what I'm giving you, and this is, by the way, part 1 of many, I think 4 days that we did this challenge. This is day 1, 3-hour video. So get out your notebook, get out a piece of paper. It's a long one. I'm not holding back. Let me tell you something about me. I don't sell the information. I sell implementation. I'm going to give you all the information, all of that for free, hours. You're going to see I don't hold back. So when you watch this video, by the end of it, you're going to have a clear understanding of where to take your business, how to get to the 6-figure per month level by using the law of attraction. So get it out. Let's make it happen. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, one of the cool things that we've had here is we've probably seen on the YouTube channel many clients of Quantum Leap going from 8K a month to 27K a week, from 8K a month to 30K a month, right? It's not just me. I've been doing this for 5 years. But without further ado, let's get into the information. If you guys are ready to get started, to get ready for this information, drop a 3 in the chat. Drop a 3 in the chat. Let's make it. Let's run it. Let's have a good time here. All right. So before we get started, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, 5 years. Goodness gracious. It's actually next month will be my 5-year anniversary. It's January 2020, my birthday, when I got to the Bob Proctor event. I'll talk about that in a second. And one of the biggest things that's so important, I don't care. Every YouTube video, or whether you're found me for the first time with the ads we just started 2 days ago. By the way, that was like a random thing. We just started some ads. This was just going to be for the YouTube channel. We have 20,000 subscribers on YouTube that we've got in the last couple of months. So I was like, you know what? I got to prepare this as if you guys have no idea who I am. I have to earn your attention right now. Because right now, some of you are already distracted by TikTok. Some of you are already distracted by another YouTube video. Some of you are already distracted. It's already been 10 minutes. You're already distracted. I have to earn this for you. So before we get into the information, which, by the way, we have a lot of that, which we're going to cover here. By the way, we're going to be here about 90 minutes. Okay, so just sit back, relax, get comfortable, get out a notebook. This is a challenge, so you're not just learning. You're going to be taking some action here. So just get comfortable. You'll be here. I'm planning to be here at least 2 hours, but 90 minutes is the minimum. Okay, so if we go a little bit longer, if you have questions, I'll be here. But we're set up. Okay, so you have no idea who I am. Why should you be here? Why should you listen to me? Why should you invest your time? Which, by the way, is your most important thing. It's not your money. Your most valuable thing is your attention. It's so powerful that every person on social media wants it, because there's only one true source, and that's consciousness. There's only one powerful creator, that's consciousness. And through consciousness, we're able to bend the matrix to our reality. So your consciousness and where you put that attention is the power that you have. So I have to earn that from you. So before we get into the information, which we have, I have to tell you a little bit about my story, because here's the biggest thing. You guys want to tell me, you want me to tell you a secret? Drop a 6 in the chat if you want to know a secret. I've worked with thousands of clients over the last 5 years, earned a couple $1 million in the process and I only do this, by the way. I have other income sources, but this is my main thing. This is all I've done for years. If you want to know a secret about like what's the winners, what's the things, the little secret between all my clients, it comes down to the belief. I can sit here right now and share all this information, which, by the way, we're going to get into this. Let me give you a little preview. We're going to get into quantum leaping in a second, which is understanding the frequencies, jumping to higher frequencies, understanding physical plane, spiritual plane, understanding how to hit those 100K months. Like, we're going to get into this, the 4 steps to actually how to quantum jump. Then we're going to get into setting your C-type goal. Like, we're going to get into this, so don't worry. Don't get too excited. We'll get there. None of that shit matters if you do not believe first. First, I believed. I was broke. I believed. And because I believed every single day, that's why I got rich. If you want to get rich, you have to first believe. And the first belief I have to share, like, let me be honest with you this entire time. And that's one thing you're gonna notice is I work with the law of authenticity. I don't need to prove myself. I just need to show up as my genuine self, and that's what you're gonna feel throughout this entire rest of the week. So without further ado, that's enough bullshitting. Let's get straight into it, and let's get into this little presentation. Mr. Law of Attraction. That's actually a funny name, guys. I came up with that on like an accident, you know? But anyway, so if I told you a true underdog story of a broke 24-year-old entrepreneur who was sleeping in his car, then in less than 60 days was earning $100,000 per month, would you believe me? Believe that. Like, would you believe that? Drop in the chat. Would you believe a story like that? Imagine that's your son or daughter if you're a little bit on the older side, around 28. Let's just say you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s or so. Imagine your child came to you. They were sleeping on your couch, dead broke. You're telling them to get a job. And then they come back to you and say, Mom, I'm making 100 grand a month. And they're living in Colombia. What you going to think they're doing? Some illegal shit, right? But that was what my grandparents were thinking. Or that could be you. That's how quick this shit can change. Let me tell you this. Like, everybody pay attention to me real quick. By Christmas, y'all could be making 100K a month. I don't care what business you're in. By Christmas, like, everybody check out your phone right now. Everybody check out your phone. Go to the calendar section. All right, pull up your calendar because this is more powerful than all the information I'm going to set on you. I guarantee most of you right now, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. You have enough information. This is not the first time you're going to hear some of this information. What you guys are lacking is belief and implementation. So that's why we're doing a challenge and not just a webinar. So everybody got their calendar out. So everybody look at the month view. Okay, look at the month view. So we're on the 11th right now. So we have Christmas coming up in 2 weeks, New Year's in 3 weeks. Within 2 to 3 weeks, y'all could be making $100,000 per month profit. And I know because it's happened to me multiple times from scratch. That's how fast your life can change right now. And then this was my bank statement from back when I first started. Because at the end of the day, guys, like, our business still does $100,000 per month plus. We're on our way of scaling to $1 million per month. So it doesn't matter what we're earning now. Honestly, what's the biggest thing is like how I first started. And this is my bank account. I'm American, as you guys know. I was born in San Diego, California. So this is a Chase Bank. It's American Bank, okay? So I don't know if y'all been in a situation like me, broke, dead broke. So Chase Secured Bank is if you ever have less than $1,500 in a bank account at any time, you have to open up a secure bank account. So you have like a monthly payment, and that was my life. So this is my secured checking statement from April 2020. Look at how I started the month. I had $200 in my bank account. Now, how many of you right now are sitting around this range right now? Now, don't put anything in the chat. Don't expose yourself, right? Because we're going to fix that. But check this out. Some of you are right here. This is where I was. Look at this beginning balance, $200. But look at this, additions and deposits. As you guys know, this is a 30-day period. $111,000 came in that month. This is April 2020. That's how fast life can change. You go from how the hell am I going to pay rent to holy shit, I'm pulling up to the Mercedes lot in 30 days. That's how quickly this shit can change. So if you guys know, my name is DeAndre Saxton. I was a former Bob Proctor consultant, also known as a Proctor Gallagher consultant from 2020 to 2022 until he passed away. So I've trained thousands of entrepreneurs and small business owners on the subconscious mind. And I studied with this man right here. Drop a 3 in the chat if you're familiar with the man, the myth, the legend, Uncle Bobby P, is as we call him, Uncle Bob Proctor right here. Changed my life when I went to this paradigm shift in 2020. So as you guys know, he studied this stuff for 60 years. And who knows this right here? Look what I got right here in front of me. Yes, sir. Think and Grow Rich. This book changed his life, and it changed my life, and it's gone from there. So he doesn't need an introduction, but he changed so many of our lives right here. So you guys are saying, all right, DeAndre, like, all right, it's interesting. That's good for you. You're making that kind of money. But like, how does that apply to me? Because at the end of the day, I'm not here for me. I'm literally here to serve you guys for free. I actually really enjoy this stuff. So, and you'll notice it in my energy. I just love this stuff. So here's my life before discovering the law of attraction. So this is me in 2018, Miami, right? I was sleeping in my car for 5 months. Failed at 7 to 8 business opportunities. I was looking for something faster, something for easier. I was jumping from business to business, trying to find something else. Who's tried like at least 3 businesses this year? Social media marketing, crypto, Facebook ads, TikTok shop. You name it. Up to this point, I've tried Airbnb, Amazon FBA, Amazon dropshipping, eBay, everything. I've tried everything. I used to pirate courses, and I used to have access to all these courses. Nothing was working for me. I had all the marketing, all the funnels, all the ads, and I was stuck at $2,000 a month. No matter how many courses I took, I was stuck. So at this time, right, in 2018 in Miami, I'm 22 years old and I had the same problem that I'd always had. I was broke and I started to question my ability to win in business. How many of you are there right now? Like, you don't have to, like, say anything, but some of you are on the fence, like, holy shit, like, maybe I have to go get a job. Maybe this business thing isn't cut out for me. Or maybe you're at the job now and you're afraid to go all in on your business. And you're wondering, like, did I regret dropping out of college to go full time on this business shit? Because you're trying to get rich. I was trying to get rich. That was me. And I was debating for a long time, sleeping in my car. Like, look at this ugly face. I was eating Wendy's 4 for $4 every single day. I lived off of that in Miami. And I remember praying to God, crying, asking what I was doing wrong. But that was the setup for my quantum leap. Then I discovered something that completely changed my life forever. And I stumbled across Uncle Bobby P. So at the time, it was 2020, I was driving for Uber, and I would listen to SoundCloud, like Jim Rome, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, all these guys. And that's when I stumbled across Bob. And I was like, oh, I remember him from the movie The Secret, right? And so I was like, yeah, I remember him. I remember who's seen The Secret, right? Drop a 6 in the chat if you've seen The Secret. I think we all got exposed to that, whether it was the book, the audio, right? I watched it and I was like, oh yeah, I remember him a little bit. He was the only guy out of all the gurus in the world that actually made sense to me. Like, I didn't need motivation. Let me tell you this. I'm not here to sugarcoat shit. And as you guys know me on YouTube, I don't sugarcoat at all. I'm going to get right in your face. I'm your older brother. I don't talk at you. I talk with you. And as your older brother, this is what we're talking about. It's not about motivation. I'm not here to motivate you. I might talk a lot of shit and get really excited because that's just my natural personality. But what Bob was teaching me at this time was actual application and real things that got me going. And that's what we're going to be doing here in the same place here. Okay. So while I was going to this Bob Proctor event, with less than $200 in my account in LA, let me ask you guys a question. If you're in Los Angeles for 3 days for an event, and you have $200 in your bank account, where are you finna sleep? Where are you gonna sleep at? Where are you gonna sleep? Where are you gonna sleep $200 in your bank account in Los Angeles? Let me see in the chat. Let me see if y'all could put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. My car. I slept in my car. Yes, that was me literally pulling up to the Bob Proctor event, sleeping in my car. $200. It was the craziest thing. And then it was this image. It was this secret image that completely changed my life forever. And it was my epiphany that I learned at this Bob Proctor event because he was talking about frequencies. And by the way, who's new to this information? Drop a me in the chat if you're like, this idea of frequencies, law of attraction. You're entertaining it, but it's like new. Frequencies, vibration, law of attraction. It's like, all right, like obviously the things I've been doing, busting my ass is not working. So let me try to unconventional method. Drop a me in the chat. Okay, you're on the fence. So you're just like me. I was skeptical. I was working 12-hour days. I was doing all this. And I was like, the idea of law of attraction, I was on the fence. So if you're skeptical, please, that's fine. Just stay here the next 3 days. By the end of this shit, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like this opened up my eyes. Because you know what's the fun thing about this? I do this information and through just my genuine spirit that's coming through, you're going to feel me speaking to your energy. You're going to feel me speaking to your aura. And that's all I do. Like, I don't have anything planned other than a couple slides. What you're feeling is my energy coming to and through me. And I'm going to speak to the core of your essence of who you are. And there's going to be certain things that you're like, okay, this is new to me, but what it's saying kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense here. And that's all I need from you. So by the end of this, when you have your action plan, you have your homework and all that kind of stuff, everything is really going for you. But I realized that my problem wasn't outside of me, it was inside. That the outside world was a reflection of the inside world. The reason I was broke, sleeping in cars, sleeping on couches, all of this was because of my subconscious mind. So here was my plan. I was going to work with this guy, Bob Proctor. So if you guys know my story, I put $5,000 on my grandfather's credit card. And I had never done that in my life. After all the businesses like I've done, like borrowed money, that was a big one for me on my grandpa's credit card. By the way, I got raised by my grandparents. So that's why they were my parents. So $5K on my grandpa's credit card. Because Bob wanted $30,000 to become a consultant, to work with him. I didn't have that. So I said, hey, I could put $5,000 on this credit card, which is my grandfather's. Committed to monthly payments of $3,000 a month. I want y'all to pay attention. If y'all distracted on TikTok right now, pay attention to how I started this, because exactly how I started this was the reason why I made $100,000 per month. It's not the money. It's not the program. It's the energy I put behind this that changed my life. I had to do this. It was do or die for me. I couldn't go to my grandfather sleeping on his couch, just put $5K on his credit card and say, oops. Like, I had a payment of $3,000 to pay Bob Proctor. They were to kick me out of the company. I was only making $1,000 driving for Uber. I had 30 days to figure this shit out.
Hey, it's your boy here.
Can you guys hear this?
It is, I think it's now March 1st, 2020. Sleeping on my grandparents' couch. Yeah. You know, I'm ready to make it, man. I'm ready, man. I just don't give up. Just started with working with Bob Proctor. I don't even want to talk about what my bank account looks like right now. I mean, I can't go any more down. I can only go up, right? Yeah, I'm at $0 in income. I haven't made a sale yet, but I will make $1 million this year. I will. It's done.
Yes, sir. By shifting my subconscious mind, I was making $100,000 per month and made my first $1 million at the age of 25 from that video right there. I don't care how bad your situation is. You can be starting off from a couch, from a car, like how I did, or you can be doing well for yourself. As you guys know now, I run a 7-figure business on the way to 8 figures. So now we work with clients that are doing 50K a month, 100K a month, making 7 figures already. Like, it doesn't matter where you're at. Some of you guys are already making 100K a month. Doesn't matter. Let's get you to the next level. We're scaling our company to $1 million per month. But I'm just telling you how I started in this, all right? So I dedicated myself to sharing this, and I turned my annual income into my weekly income. So let's go ahead and let's get some work in. That's enough listening. Get out a piece of paper and a pen, which y'all should already have, and write down how much you earned this year, right? We're coming up on December, so you can add in the next couple weeks, for example. What'd you earn this year, 2024? Go ahead and write that down. By the way, if you guys are participating, that's how you're going to plant this in your mind. If you're just here to listen, I just wouldn't show up anymore. To be completely honest, as like your older brother, if you're here just to listen and not actually implement, just to be respectful of your time, I just wouldn't show up to the calls anymore. You won't get results. In order to get results here, by the way, I'm not charging you for this. The best thing that's going to happen, you're going to message me and say, oh my God, I made this money. And you send me a testimonial. I don't need anything from you guys, okay? I'm literally just here to get you results here, okay? So if you're just here to listen and not actually implement, then just save your time and go about whatever you're doing, okay? But I would highly recommend just implementing and doing the steps, okay? So paste, paper, and pen. Everybody wrote that down. So put a little slash and put year, right? So you just say you did 150 grand this year. So 150,000 per year, right? Slash year. Underneath it, write the same number again. Slash month. So 150,000 a year, and right underneath it, $150,000 per month. Go ahead and X out the year, circle the month. That's how quickly your life can change. That is what we're calling a quantum leap here. Turning your annual income sometimes into your monthly income. And if you're starting off completely like down bad like I was, I turn it into my weekly income. No income claims here. That's just what I've seen. I've been doing this for some time now. And these are the proof statements. Okay, so as you guys know, Mr. Law of Attraction, we're crossing here on 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. But anyways, that's enough. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. If y'all ready to get into the information, go ahead and drop a 4 in the chat. We needed to preface that this stuff is real, who I am, why this should work for you. So if you're ready to get into the information, let's go ahead and let's get this thing started. How are we doing, Ollie? Everything's good?
Everything's smooth. I see everyone engaging. I appreciate you. Out of my screens over here on Zoom, all the people that have their cameras on engaged. I think a lot more don't, but it's okay. I see you guys making eye contact, nodding. Like he said, it's only going to work when you apply yourself. If you don't apply yourself, nothing's going to happen. Trust me, I read this shit like 10 years ago and I didn't take action. But the 1 month I took action, quantum leap. So please carry on, DeAndre.
Yeah, just based on the numbers, some of you guys right now are going to go have 20K, 30K months just with this free information right here. Just there's enough numbers. There's 165 people here. Just based on numbers, a percentage of you, 1 to 3% of you are going to go literally earn 20K in the next coming weeks just with this free information right here. So who is that? I'm actually curious. Drop a 1 in the chat if that's going to be you. I'm kind of curious. All right, so let's get into it. So what I'm taking you guys through right now is my program called the Quantum Leap Program. I wrote this in February of this year. I wrote this because I was reading the book Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And there was a section where he was really struggling in life, and I was kind of figuring out my direction. Like I wasn't working with Bob anymore, but I was like studying with Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bob Proctor, Neville Goddard. I read all this stuff, and I was like, okay. And in this book, he explained that Napoleon wrote his own program, which was this right here, Think and Grow Rich. And he's like, I need to gather this information and teach it to others. And as I teach it to others, I'll become successful. And that's what he did. And that is what Think and Grow Rich was. He had the manuscript, but it wasn't a course yet. He wasn't teaching it. So I was like, shit, I've been studying this for 4 years at the time. Let me write my own program. So this is what my program is called. Quantum Leap. It's broken down into 3 sections: thoughts, feelings, actions, which we'll be covering here in a second. We live on 3 simultaneous planes of existence: thoughts, feelings, and actions, spiritual, intellectual, and physical. So the program is broken up into that. So literally, I'm taking you into my program here. So let's talk about quantum leaping. If the idea of a quantum leap is new to you, drop a 3 in the chat. The idea of a quantum leap is new to you. If y'all like, all right, I'm ready to quantum leap, I know what this is, drop a 7 in the chat. Let me kind of see where you guys are at. 3, a quantum leap is a new idea. 7, you already know what a quantum leap is, and you're just ready to make yours happen. All right, looks like we're about 80%. Everybody knows what a quantum leap is. 3 people. Or sorry, 3. Looks like 20% don't have an idea. Okay, so let's get into facts here. Let's get into some real stuff here. In order to quantum leap, quantum leap in the physical world is a reflection of a quantum leap first in the spiritual world. So before we get into setting massive goals, 100K months, 50K months, $1 million months, whatever you guys are going to set goals are, which we'll talk about here in a second, we have to first go back to the metaphysical science of why this is even possible. How does people, for example, myself or my clients, go from 0 to 100K months, 0 to 50K months, 30K months to 100K months? So for example, Raz is 21. He does 70 grand a month. We got him to 165,000 a month in his first 2 weeks when he was only averaging 70K a month for the last year. How does a kid do that? It's like linear growth says he should go 70, 80, 90. No, he went and doubled it, more than doubled it in less than 2 to 3 weeks is what we see, because there's a science behind that. So let's talk about quantum leaping, okay? So what is a quantum leap? So it's a sudden increase in advancement in something. It's going from the first floor to the penthouse. That's why when you wrote down your income, a quantum leap is taking your annual income and turning it into your monthly income. Well, we'll talk about here when we get into the next section in about 30 minutes or so. Yeah, get comfortable. We're going to be here a minute, okay? I'm just giving you guys value. So y'all get comfortable. If you just sit down and get ready. Get your popcorn out, okay? So when we get into the goal section in a few minutes here, you have to understand that most of you are struggling because you keep thinking the same bullshit every single day. It's the same thing over and over and over. You're thinking habitually. But some of you right now, when you looked at that annual income turn into your monthly income, you balked. You were like, oh no, there's no way in hell. Or the biggest question, how? How's that going to happen, DeAndre? And that's literally the things that's stopping you. But if you just open up your mind just a little bit here, you'll start to get some downloads of some things, of some ideas on how you can do that. So, number 1, a major breakthrough comes from taking quantum leaps rather than making incremental improvements, pushing you to think and act radically different. Okay? So, this is the only way it works working with me. If you want to do the traditional Newtonian physics method, which is, okay, DeAndre, I'm making 30,000 a month right now. I want to go to 40,000. And I want to go to 50,000. Sorry, I'm not your guy. It just my way of methodology doesn't work. As you've clearly probably figured out here in this last 40 minutes, I don't teach funnels. I don't teach ads. I don't teach marketing. I don't teach any of that. I teach the thinking patterns. And so if you're just looking for that small improvement, my methods will not work for you. My methods, by the way, which I've studied with Bob and all that kind of stuff, it's my stuff now. All it is just regurgitation, right? Where did Napoleon Hill get this? Regurgitated all the way up. You go out to Plato, Socrates, like Jesus. It's all the same stuff, which is made for modern day stuff. My stuff will only work if you quantum leap. It's the only way. Why? Because it's going to cause you to do things that you've never done before. So personal growth and success often requires you letting go of your familiar routines and comfort zones and embracing risk and uncertainty instead. When we get into implementation, probably like tomorrow or Friday, maybe I'll leave you guys on Friday. One thing I'm really good at with this information is implementation. I'll tell you quick little stories, but I'll get into them deeper later on in the week. So, for example, when I was sleeping on that couch in California and San Diego, I knew I had to get out of that environment. I couldn't, like, my grandparents were very negative. Who has negative people in their environment? Drop a one in the chat. It's like, you're the positive one. You're the one that's trying to, this shit didn't make no sense for me. This shit, I was the one that was like trying to get out here, get rich, retire my grandparents, and then they're the ones saying you're a bum, get a job. Why didn't you go back to college? You're such a good salesperson. Why don't you be a lawyer? Like, this is all I heard. I'm the one over here trying to make shit happen, but yeah, they're the ones that were bringing me down. But guess what? You can change that. I just sent my grandma $4,000 today. I was like, Grandma, you want some money? She's like, yeah, we're gonna get some Christmas presents. All right, Grandma, here's $4,000. Go get some presents. Like, fun stuff like that. You can do these kind of stuff, but back then it didn't look like that. I was asking them for money. But you can change things. You don't have to let your environment stop you. And we'll get into that in the devil's language on Friday. But one thing I did during that period, I knew I had to get out of that house back in 2020. So I packed my bags and I created a vacuum. I packed my bags when I had no money because I had to get to Medellin, Colombia. ¿Dónde está mi gente en Colombia? I saw we had some people in Colombia here. So I had to get to Medellin. I've been living in Colombia 5 years. My girlfriend's Colombian from Medellin. I think we had one person. ¿Qué más, parce? My Colombians. Love it. I had to get to Colombia. And so I packed my bags. And I remember my grandma asking me, DeAndre, do you even have money to leave? And I said, Grandma, I don't even have money to take a taxi from the airport to a hotel, even if I had one. I didn't even have $30. I created a vacuum though. 2 days later, a random person called me from a business I had 2 years ago. He's like, hey dude, do you still run ads? I was like, no, but I do mindset now. Do you want to buy this program? He said, sure. He paid me $2,500, booked my flight. My bag was already packed. I left. How did I know this random guy was going to call me? That's one example of many I'm going to give you during this week of how to implement this shit. You guys are trying to change your business by doing the same bullshit you've been doing all week. And by the way, I'm never speaking at you. You're going to get to know me very quickly. I'm going to talk as your older brother. I don't care. I'm 28. Some of y'all are older than me. Some of y'all are as old as your kids right now. All right? I'm kids' age. I don't care. If you listen to me, shit's going to change in your life. Okay? But the biggest problem is you guys aren't doing these kind of things, these implementations. You got to create the vacuum in the universe. So you're going to have to get out of your routines. Number 3, building a mindset for extraordinary success involves leveraging intuition, expecting miracles, and staying resilient against setbacks. And one thing I love about this is, like, I love to say that I've done this multiple times. 0 to 100K in 45 days. Just law of attraction. Just manifesting it. I have systematic and proven predictable ways to do it. I don't know when it will happen, but if you do these things, they will happen. That's one thing I know, is that this will happen. I will teach you how to tap into your intuition. For example, on Friday, you're going to hear from Anish. Anish was a guy, he was in the fitness doing 8K a month, highest income month. I taught him how to use his intuition, literally on a 45-minute call. I was like, because we were talking about pricing. He was doing a coaching for fitness. And I was like, bro, you need to raise your price to 12K. And on the call, he's like, dude, I'm getting this intuition to call this guy. Like, is this what it looks like? Because some of you don't know what that is. Tapping into the intuition is literally how I bend the matrix. There's these downloads. For example, all of you here, 165 of you are here. I'm getting chills thinking about this. All of you are here because of my intuition. I got up one day, 4 a.m, and something said, run a challenge. I listened. Y'all are here. That's what I'm talking about. I bend the matrix by doing these things. So I taught him how to do that. Next, he called that person. That person paid him $12,000 for his coaching program the next day at a Chipotle. Highest income month. He went from 8K months to 27K a week because I taught him how to do these certain things. And we'll get into these a little bit later. So let's talk about thoughts. Thoughts are frequencies. If y'all liking this right now, before we get into this little graphic right here, if y'all liking this information so far, drop a 3 in the chat. Let me see. I see the camera. I see you, Sasha. I see you, Rich. I see you, John. Cartagena?
What's up, brother? Cartagena, yes, sir.
Cartagena, okay. I love
Thank
that.
you, brother.
Yeah.
Olaf.
Yes. You are muted, my bro.
Oh, my bad. I don't know how I muted. I think Ali, maybe you muted me. Okay, so let's continue. Thoughts are frequencies. Thoughts are the highest form. I was just thinking about this today. I was listening to Think and Go Rich. This book, if you guys have ever read it before, Napoleon Hill has died more than almost 100 years ago, right? I know this is written in 49 because Earl Nightingale was reading this in 1949, so coming up on 100 years. I don't know. His thoughts are still here. I need you to understand that thoughts precede all material things. Thoughts are more powerful and precede gravity, time, and space. Time is cyclical. And this is what I'm trying to convey to you guys, because you guys think that if you're going to go make $100K a month, you have to go bust your ass. That's not true. Like Ali said, I guarantee you right now, you guys will message me when you figure this out. You will work less than you did all month and you'll earn more than you like this is the things that will happen. You'll earn more money in less time with less effort and less energy once you tap into this frequency. This is what we're covering now. If you're wondering, like, hey, what this is like so theoretical. No, we're gonna get into the goals and setting the material stuff. But if you don't understand this shit, it's not gonna work for you. You have to understand how this quantum space works. So there's thought frequencies, and it precedes all gravity. You can take up a book like this, watch a Bob Proctor video from him who's passed away, rest in peace, and his ideas can still permeate your subconscious mind and your thoughts. Thoughts precede all things. Thoughts are the only form that can bend consciousness. Consciousness and thoughts are the only things that can bend the material world. Look around your room right now. Look at the table. Look at the computer. Look at the laptop. Look at your car. Look at the things in your world right now. That was built in the imagination of another person. We live in a matrix that's bent to the consciousness of man. The only problem is you've been living in another man's consciousness. You've been living in another man's matrix. That's the only issue here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that you're the creator here. You have been lied to. They don't want you to know this information because now you're going to start bending the matrix to your reality, getting rich, helping people, building businesses, doing very, very important things in the world. So of course they don't want Olaf. They don't want you to know this.
DeAndre, yeah. I think you whizzed over that way too fast. I don't know if you heard that bar right there or not, guys.
I don't even know what I said.
That was just a straight download from God, all right? You've been living in another man's imagination, another man's consciousness. Literally. Don't let that go over your head, guys. That was powerful. Good one, DeAndre. I'm going to write that one down. That's a quote.
Yeah, we'll put that in the school group. Yeah, I'll just be talking. But yeah, when you looked around your room right now and you saw those materials, those were created by another person. The same energy that he used to make that table, to make that phone, to make that object you looked at, you can use to go make 6 or 7 figures this month. For some, it just depends. Like some of you are already at the 7-figure level. That's actually my dream client. So if you're already at multiple 6 and 7 figures, you're like my dream client. But some of you, you're just getting started. So I have to talk to the people that are trying to get to their first 10K a month, and the guys are already making 10K a day, right? So it's like where I was and then who we work with now. It's like we have 2 different kind of avatars that we talk to here, okay? So for some of you, anyways, let's go with it. Thoughts and frequencies. So here's how we want to see it. Thoughts are let's talk about first the law of vibration. Law of vibration states that all things moves, nothing rests. That all things in this world are just different forms, are the same substance, but through a different vibration. For example, this plastic was once petroleum, another form. It's a different frequency. There's infinite amounts of frequencies. There's infinite amounts of versions of you. There's infinite amounts of things, all just rearranged into different forms. Creation is already finished. All we're doing is rearranging it through consciousness. This is the key here. You're going to hear me say this. It's through the change of consciousness that you will have a change in life. It's not a change of action. It's not a change of business. It's not a change of strategy. It's not a change of funnel. It's not a change of capital. It's a change of consciousness that you will see a change in life. Thought precedes all material possessions. The law of perpetual transmutation states that whatever thought you hold in your mind, you will then hold in your hand. This book was once an imagination in another person. Now we hold it in our hand. Okay? That is because creation is finished. Okay, so let's bring this down here. So let's look at this graph. Thoughts are frequencies. So here's the thing. You've been thinking the same thoughts every single day. You have anywhere from 60 to 70,000 thoughts. 90% of those thoughts are the same as yesterday. I think some of you need to bring that back again. You have 60 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. 90% of those thoughts are the same as yesterday, meaning you keep living the same bullshit every single day. Why tomorrow's going to look a lot like today. In order to quantum jump, where we're right now, when we go right down this income, and by the way, this is more important than, like, I would say more important, but this is one of the most important lessons out of this entire week. Because tomorrow, when we get into paradigm shift and planting into the subconscious mind, if you don't do this right here, if you don't have the right, correct goal, if you don't have this is not going to work because you're going to be thinking the same 90%. This is the most important thing. Okay? So we think on frequencies. It's called a paradigm. A paradigm is the part of the subconscious mind. So you, all these 60 to 70,000 thoughts, that's this right here. Let's bring this in. That's this little thought. How you see yourself, what time you woke up, what you ate today. All these thoughts, how much money is in your bank account, your habits, all right? This is a frequency. You're on this frequency, and that has produced the results that you have gotten. Everybody follow me. Drop a 3 in the chat if you're following me here. Sometimes I get a little theoretical. I try to bring it down. Because, like, as you see here, I could teach here for hours. I could teach here for months. And sometimes I just drop a new knowledge on you, and I got to cover that. For example, law of vibration. I had to cover that. Law of perpetual transmutation. I had to cover that really quickly.
Guys, the laws that he's saying right now, make sure you take notes. And when you go across his YouTube channel, you'll be able to see, you know, him explaining a little bit more. So take those notes, those keywords and those buzzwords that he mentions. Definitely take note of those because that's how you learn.
Yeah.
You may not go into it necessarily. So,
yep. Perfect. Thanks, Ollie. So anyway, so these thoughts have controlled your current results. So what we're going to do is the fact that you can see yourself earning that income. So just right now, arbitrarily, just write down what your income goal is, okay? Just before we get into the income training and setting your goal and setting the income goal, before we get to that, just write down what your ideal is right now. 100K months, 50K month, you know, $1 million month, whatever it is. Go ahead and write that down. Okay. The simple fact that you can see yourself at that income level mean that it's finished already. Because remember, thoughts precede all things. Meaning that thought of you earning that income, say we'll just use 100K months, okay? Say that $100,000 month that you have, the fact that you can even think that thought means that it's already done, it's already finished in the creative space. You can see it in your mind, which is the highest form of vibration. The material world is the slowest form of vibration. Here's the perfect example. A lot of you guys like this on my YouTube channel. If you're not driving right now, I want you to do this exercise with me. Everybody close your eyes. I'm going to prove to you how fast this material frequency world is, how fast the thought world is. And I'll prove it to you with a simple exercise. Close your eyes. Imagine your dream car right now. 812 super fast, 720S, Toyota Highlander, whatever your car is. Go ahead and see that car. All right. Go ahead and walk up to the driver's side. Don't grab the door yet. Relax. Don't grab the door yet. What color is the car? Take 2 steps back just so you can see the car better. What color is the car? Okay, so at the snap of my fingers, we're going to change the car's color to what we say, to what I say here. So we're going to make the car red. Now make it blue. Now make it red. Now make it orange. Now make it white. Let's do it faster. Red, white, blue, pink, green, red, green, blue, purple. All right, now get back. Grab the driver's door. Go ahead and take a seat. Some of you are stepping up into a big old car. Some of you are stepping down to a low car on the floor. Grab that seat. Perfect. Slide your feet in. Close the door. Perfect. Grab for your seatbelt. What color is the seatbelt? Great. All right. Foot on the brake. And start up the car. Push to start or turning the key, depending on which car it is. All right. Go ahead and adjust the mirror, top mirror. Great. Who's sitting next to you? Who's sitting next to you? And they just gave you a nice, beautiful smile. Perfect. Now go ahead and join me back here. Quick little exercise, okay? What I just showed you right there.
Can I drive yet, DeAndre, or do I just come back?
Yeah, you can drive.
All
right, guys, go ahead and join me back. Now, what did I just prove to you? You didn't need the money for the car. You didn't need to go to Los Santos Paint Job Customs to change the car color. You didn't need to go change the color, right? Every single second we're changing the color. You didn't have to go paint. You didn't have to buy it. There was no time. There was no space. Instantaneously, you changed the color through thought. Then you sat down. You didn't even know somebody was sitting next to you until I asked you. You see how consciousness precedes all. Nobody was sitting next to you until I asked you. I asked you, then somebody sat there, and then you imagined the person. That is how fast this world is. That is the world we're talking about right here. When we go into this 100K month, this C-type goal, whatever income goal, that is the world we're playing in. It's this instantaneous world where you don't need the money. You don't need the business. You just need to think the thought. You just need to have the consciousness or the conscious awareness of that idea. The fact that you can think it will then bring it into the space, and then through material medium, it will then manifest. This is where we're at right now. In a minute and 30 minutes, we're going to get into the material part. But right now, we have to stay here because this is where you guys are not working. The minute you work here is the minute you have income months at next levels. I have to prove this to you first. Once we get here, then we'll go. Okay, anyways. So now what we just did is that income goal that you wrote down is a higher goal at a different frequency. That frequency of me slapping the finger and changing the car, that's a frequency. Same example, except that's your income goal. What we need to do is we have to take your current thoughts, which is your material world now, which is a physical manifestation of yesterday's thinking. We have to jump. We have to touch this frequency. We have to somehow, some way, get up to this level here. Just like you imagine the car, just like you imagine the color. We have to do that now at a mental, spiritual, emotional level with your income goal. If you can do that, it will then transmute into its physical goal. Guys, when I set the goal that I wanted to be a full-time YouTube person, I was making my first month on YouTube, I made $95,000 cash, and I didn't even know how to make YouTube videos. I would just make some shit, 10 minutes, post it, and I did that every day for 30 days. I made $95K. I didn't even know how to make YouTube videos, but I said I was going to do it. And shit just starts to happen. You just like, holy shit, it is actually working. I didn't like, now I'm learning how to make better YouTube videos so we can scale. But whenever I started things, even take the coaching business when I was with Bob Proctor, I didn't even know how to do coaching. Like I was only 2 months into working with Bob, but I was making $100,000 a month. How the hell did somebody do that? Some people have been doing their industry for 3 years and still making 6 figures. I was making 6 figures a month I don't even know what the hell I was doing because I know how to do this right here. Some of you are like, all right, Dungeon, let's get into the strategy. This is what you're missing. This is what you need to focus on. Let's continue. Okay, so we live on 3 simultaneous planes of existence: spiritual, intellectual, and physical. Most of you guys are working on the physical plane. I think some of you guys are starting to wake up. Drop a 3 in the chat if you're feeling an awakening coming about you. You're feeling like your consciousness is coming about. Your third eye is opening. You're just feeling like a sense of consciousness starting to come about you. Okay. Most people are slaves to the matrix, and they will continue to be slaves. We can't save them. They are slaves to the matrix. What's happening now is you're starting to wake up and you realize you don't have to be part of that slavery anymore. So the people that are slaves to the matrix live in the physical plane, and that's about it. When you start to wake up, actually most of you, then you start to get into the mental plane. Mental plane is like you start to think, you start to set a little bit of goals, you start to realize like if you focus on something, it grows. But that still has its limitations. It's when you get into the spiritual plane that you see massive quantum leaps. Because remember, I want you to remember this law. You don't have to write it down now. Maybe I cover it during the week. I'm not really sure. There's just so much to cover here. But the law of perpetual transmutation, you're going to hear me say that. That's my favorite law more than any other law. And they all come in together. The law of perpetual transmutation, as I stated before, and I'll say it again, means that whatever idea you hold in the spiritual plane will then manifest into its physical plane. That's what consciousness is. First a thought comes, then it becomes manifest, then it becomes material. So what I have to bring you to and that's what my tattoos are. If you guys ever wonder like what my tattoos are, spiritual, intellectual, physical. So you guys probably can't see here, but the first one is it's all Michelangelo. So it's like the spiritual plane, God touching David here, which represents the physical plane, or sorry, intellectual plane, thought. Then it goes to the Roman Colosseum, which is the physical plane, right? So it's all three planes. When you start to work through all three planes, if one thing I can have you do to this next 3 days, 4 days that we're together, the moment I can help you understand this plane here, which by the way, this is the plane I need you guys to work on. We're going to be working here. This entire time, we're not going to be doing the physical plane. This is why I'm not teaching you a funnel. I'm not teaching you a strategy. I don't really care what business you're in. Some of you are in the 6-figure range. Some of you are at 7 figures. Some of you are at 8 figures. Some of you don't even have $1 right now. That doesn't matter, this physical plane. I'm not teaching any of that. I'm teaching this right here. First, the spiritual plane, then the mental, and we're going to tag team these two together. If we can do this, you're going to have some tremendous results going into this year. Okay, let's continue. So unlike the slow incremental progress we're accustomed to, quantum leaps are all about making significant exponential strides. These are just small steps forward. These aren't just small steps forward. These are giant leaps that catapult you to next levels of success and effectiveness. So let's come now and let's talk about getting to this next level here. So remember, the law of vibration states there's just infinite versions. So these little lines here represents different frequencies. The best way to represent this is this. Okay, so right now I am in a Dubai in JOT in my apartment. I live on the 36th floor. Okay, so I'm gonna see this here. I'm going to go to my Wi-Fi section, and everybody's seen this before. Open up my Wi-Fi here, and we should see, and I don't see for some reason. Let me see. That's strange. Okay, well, you get the idea. Usually it works. Maybe I'm too far out. But anyways, so you guys know when you open up a Wi-Fi section, you see multiple different Wi-Fis. You see this apartment, this apartment, this apartment, this building, all that kind of stuff. That's a perfect way to explain a frequency. Each of these represents your income level. This is you at 10,000 a month, 20,000, 30,000, 40, 50, 100, all the way up to $1 million a month, $1 billion a month, right? It's infinite levels. All you have to do is tap into the frequency or put in the Wi-Fi password to unlock it. Most of you can see it, right? I've already proved that to you with the car example. Okay, now we go. You see it? There we go. All the different Wi-Fis open up. Let's just say each of those represent a different income level for you. The fact that you can see yourself at the 100K month, $1 million month, or whatever it is, means that it's available. So I can see these Wi-Fis, but I'm not tapped into them yet. How do I tap into it? I need the Wi-Fi password. Once I put in the password, I unlock the data and I can download and work on that frequency or work on that Wi-Fi. What we have to do is get you to think, feel, and act at that income level. And we're going to define that later on in your homework that you're going to go off with today. That is what I got really good at. That's why I would start a business and I took it to 100 grand a month. I started an Airbnb business and took it to 30 grand a month, first month. I started a software company and I took it to 20 grand in 2 weeks per month. Like anything I'd start, and I don't even know how to freaking do this shit. I don't even know how to sell software. But yeah, I was making 20 grand a month software. I don't know how to do the material things. I let that figure itself out. I actually like to just make money and I let the material shit figure itself out. What I do is this. I tap into the spiritual plane, and I'll teach you how to do that. And on Saturday, when we do the meditations, I'll teach you how to open up the subconscious mind, put the conscious mind to sleep, open up the subconscious so you can get in there. So here you are on the physical plane. What we have to do is we have to get up here to the spiritual plane and make a decision to get to this next level here and hit this higher frequency. I'm not going to cover decision making. I don't have enough time on this particular masterclass. But the thing that's going to separate you, everybody pay attention to me. TikTok probably has some of you already. YouTube has you already. Somebody's trying to distract you right now. Whatever's out there is not going to save you. Whatever is distracting you, unless it's going to go help you hit your goal in the next 90 days, just put it aside. I know it's so hard to sit here and listen for the 30 minutes and because of all this social media stuff, but just pay attention. This stuff will change your life. here's the thing that will separate you from going to the next level. From going from this level here at the physical plane to this level at this frequency. I don't have time to go into too much detail, but I'm just going to leave this here with you. It's a decision. Some of you are like, what? It's a decision. I decided to get rich. It sucked being broke. I like being rich. I've been a poor man. I've been a rich man. I was a poor man again. And I like being rich. Drop a 4 in the chat if you like being rich. I like being rich. I like saying, Grandma, what do you want for Christmas? Oh, nothing. I'm like, did you get Christmas presents yet? No. Here, Grandma, here's $4,000 on top of what I sent, the other $4,000 I sent you last week. Just here's some money. Go get whatever you want. She's going to Mexico. Here you go, Grandma. Go enjoy yourself in Mexico. That's fun. I like being rich. Or Vanessa. I take care of her family. Like, I'm the go-to person in my family. But for a long time, I was eating freaking oatmeal and bullshit. We got rich. Yes, sir. You guys can do it too. But it's a decision I've decided. When I first decided to get started with Bob Proctor, I didn't have the money. I started on my grandfather's credit card. I decided to get rich. It changed my life. I decided to make the phone calls that scared the shit out of me, made me so uncomfortable. Who am I? I'm broke. Why would this guy want to listen to me in business? He's a millionaire. I called him anyways, and it worked. I didn't have the money. I packed my bags. I went to Colombia when I didn't have the money. Then the money showed up. I got good, and we'll talk about this later on. I got really good at creating vacuums by making decisions before the material world was there. Before the money came, I had decided to get rich. Some of you are working, but you haven't decided to get rich. Let me repeat that again. I think that went over your head. Some of you are working right now, but you haven't decided to get rich. You thought that you had to work to get rich, but you haven't decided to get rich yet. It's a different thing. A decision is a spiritual thing. Before you ever, you can close your eyes and get rich. It's nothing you do with your work. It's nothing you can do with your hands. A decision is a thing here. And it can show up very quickly. Very, very quickly. But that's what's going to separate you from there to there. But anyways, that's all I'm going to cover on decision. But we'll get a little bit more when I think it's Friday, when we get into the devil's language, when the outside world is controlling you. It's because you guys are I don't have the money, I don't have the resources, I don't know this, I don't know how, and this, and that's why you guys are stuck. I never let that shit stop me. I might be going through some bullshit. Like, let me tell you this time where I was so broke that I was living day to day in a hotel. I would have enough money, and I had to make choices. Do I eat a nice chicken today, or do I save that money and buy oatmeal? And I can have oatmeal for maybe 3 to 5 days. That was the kind of choices. And the next day is like, I got to move out of the hotel. Next morning, when I check out, and I was like, oh shit, check out. And I would call them, and I'm like, hey, can I check out at like 1 o'clock? And they're like, yeah. Just waiting for a client to come. I didn't even have money to get a flight back home. Like, I was just broke. And guess what? What would happen? A client would come. And I lived like that for a month, almost like 2 months. Just day by day. And then I got over the hump. And the next month I was making $100,000 a month. It's just things would just, the outside world would be like going through so much stuff. And it was during those times I had to detach. I won't have time to teach detachment meditations. They're inside the school group, the lifestyle group. If you guys by the way, if you're in the lifestyle group, my other group, the $299 one, if you're doing the detachment meditations, drop off 7 in the chat. If you guys been doing the detachment meditations, you guys been doing the morning routine. I know, Sasha, you've been in there. It was during those moments that I had to detach because the outside frequency was so slow, so negative. The creditors were calling me. Like, my business was not working. I remember posting 3 times a day on social media, on Instagram. Who does the reels? Who's done that bullshit? You post on all the reels. Everybody says the reels. And oh, man, that did not work for me. all the social media, working hard. I posted 300 times in 3 months when I was doing the Instagram thing. Nothing. Every day, working 3 hours, 4 hours, editing these freaking things on CapCut. Nothing. I said, F this shit. I'm over it. I'm going to YouTube. Boom, YouTube blows up. So did I blow up because the YouTube, or did I blow up because I put in the work for 3 months when nothing was happening? Food for thought. The amount of stress I would put myself under was a direct correlation to how much income I was making 90 days later. And we'll get into that a little bit later when we talk about devil's language. So for some of you, and I'll just give you a preface just so you're excited, because some of you are deciding if you're going to stay here longer. But by the way, congratulations to all you guys. We started with 67. We're an hour and 15 in, and we still have 166. Yes, sir. Drop a 7 in the chat. Look at this group completely locked in and loaded. Drop a 7 in the chat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have literally the same exact people that started this and is an hour 15 in. You guys are locked in. I lost my train of thought. We were talking about devil's language. Anyways, we'll get into that on Friday. That's what I was going to say. On Friday, what we're going to talk about. So some of you might be in any of these 3 categories. You're quantum leaping right now. That's probably 1% of you. That means you're already having income strides. You took your business from 100K a month to 200K, right? You're just, boom, business is going. And this is just arbitrary numbers. It could be less, it could be more. You're quantum leaping. That's probably 1% of you. If you're here like that, you're just going to go to the next level with this. This is what you've been doing to get to where you're at now. Now you're learning the science behind it. Or you're number 2. Everything's going backwards. Everything's going to shit. The creditor, the business fell off. The money didn't come. Everything went to shit. Yes, sir. Everything is going, oh my goodness. How am I going to get through this right now? That's where some of you are at. If you do what you learn in the next couple of days, this will be your set up for your highest income month come January. If you apply what we're going to learn in the next coming days. It was always right when the most bullshit happened, when I had to leave the hotel, when I had no more food, when I was down bad, where I had to sell my iPad so I could eat this week. So when I ran out of gas at the gas station and I had to sleep at the gas station overnight so the $50 that I had deposited the night before could hit so I could put $50 in the gas tank in the morning, and I slept at the gas station. Right in those moments when everything was going bad, the next coming days is when shit took off to the next level. But for some of you, it's not working because you're not doing some of the things we're going to apply on lesson 4. So that's number 2. Some of you, shit's going backwards. Or number 3. By the way, I never told that story before. Only one of my friends know that story. I was going from Miami to Jersey, and I sold my iPad and to eat some food, and I slept on my friend's air mattress, and I was coming back from Jersey to Miami, and I had deposited $50 or something. Oh, it was like PayPal. You know, like you have to transfer from PayPal. I ran out of gas, and I was going to call my grandma asking for money. Like, I was going to figure my life out. And I had to wait for the deposit, the $50 to hit, because I had no money, and I had to sleep at the gas station. So I slept at the gas station that night. The next morning, like 10 o'clock, it hit. So I kept sleeping until 10 in my car. It hit, put $50 in my tank, and got to Miami. That was in 2019, I think. That shit was crazy. Yeah, but you know what? But now we rich. Let's do it. You guys can do it too. I'm just your older brother. If I can do it, you guys can do it. But yes, you're going to learn that. Oh, and the third person, I didn't leave you guys out. I didn't leave the third. Some of y'all are like, wait, I'm not quantum leaping and nothing's bad. Then you're number 3. Number 3, nothing's happening. Nothing is good. Nothing is bad. It's just bland. Nothing good is happening. You're not too excited, but nothing bad's happening either. You're just like in this no man's land. Oh, that's the worst right there. Because you don't know what the hell to do. This is because you have to level up. God is calling you to give away that bullshit habit, and you're refusing to give away that habit. You're refusing to give up the alcohol, chasing the women, the drugs, the partying, the this, the that, whatever it is. And you're refusing to give that up. And because of that, you're not leveling up your character. You're not going from a level 3 character to level 10. Therefore, God's like, you're going to sit here until you do it. You're going to sit here for the next 3 months until you do it. And literally, it's you. But anyways, we'll get to all 3 of you here later on. So if I hit any of you right there, If you're on any of them, don't admit it which level you're at right now. You can keep that private. But if I just talk to any one of y'all right there, drop a 6 in the chat. If I described any of you right there. Yes, sir. You're like, how does he know that? Because I went through bullshit. When you get through bullshit, that's where you learn. All right, let's continue. That was a massive tangent. By the way, we haven't even gone to the next training. We're definitely gonna be doing like a 2-hour thing here. Yeah, let's continue. We're more than halfway done with this lesson. So the paradoxical nature of the quantum leap in U squared. Okay. So anyway, so quantum jumping. Let's actually go here. Effortless. By the way, one thing about the quantum jump is that it's effortless. My first business, I was in Primerica. If you guys know what that is, who knows what Primerica is? Or WFG, I think it's called. I was in Primerica. I loved it. Changed my life. I didn't make no damn money. I made $22,000 in 3 years in Primerica. I loved it. It got me into personal development. I didn't make a damn dollar though. I was borrowing money, talking about all these trophies and shit. Hey, to each his own. I love it. My grandma still has the policy. Anyways, cool thing. I made $22,000. I did $22,000 my first 3 years in business. Then when I learned this material, I made $30,000 in a day by 2 p.m. Mother's Day. I'll never forget it. It was Mother's Day, April 2020. I made $30,000 in a freaking day. Some of y'all like I don't like some of y'all are like me where it's like you've been down bad and you make 30 grand in a day by 2 p.m. Like, what do you do at that point? Like, do you go out to eat? Like, you got no more appointments? Like, what do? You just made 30 grand today. Like, think about that should blow your mind. You're like, all right, do I go out? Do I go get a steak? Do I keep working? Like, it's this weird thing. Like, I want y'all to feel that weird shit right now. Like, I want y'all to go and feel that. That's how fun it can be. Where you go make 30 grand in a day. You're like, all right, what do we do now? It was effortless. It was 4 appointments. I made it in 4 hours. But yet, just a month before, I was wondering how I was going to pay rent. It's because I finally, for the first time, tapped into this. I didn't know what I was doing. Even though I was studying with Bob, I didn't know what I was doing. It was effortless. What I want to prove to you, as you guys know, I'll teach theory. I'll teach examples. I'll teach my story because the best way to explain is my story. Because I actually live this, as you guys know, like I don't sugarcoat shit. That's why you guys like this, because I'm authentic. It's effortless. This next level is going to be very effortless for you. Money will start to flow to you, and you will wonder where it was during all those lean years. It was a quote by this guy right here. Think You Go Rich. When riches come, they come in such large quantities and so effortless, you were wondering where it was during all those lean years. You'll go from broke or struggling or to mid. And by the way, that can be for some of you 50 grand a month. Some of you, your expenses are high. 50 grand a month is not enough for you. Or 100 grand a month is not enough for you. And your next level will come very effortless. If you want this to be effortless, you still have to work. This is the biggest misconception in this niche, in this industry. You still have to work. You're not going to sit on a couch and shit's going to come to you. I work. I really work. I try. I work. Call any of my friends. I'm the guy that's like, guys, I have this idea. Let's do this. And boom, I go and do it. I take action. I fail. And by the time they're still thinking about it, I've already failed 3 times. Like, I work. But when it does come, it comes very effortless. The cash comes effortless, but the work was put there. You guys knowing this difference? Some of you think you don't have to work to get the money. You have to still get out there and work. I bust my ass still. But it's not the same busting at my ass like hitting rocks and shit. And like some of you guys like doing some really, really hard work out there. I don't do any of that. Okay, let's hit this right here. We're going to focus right here on this side. Thought frequencies, cloud 1. What my goal is to do right now is take you from your current thinking patterns that you've been. This is cloud 1. I have to elevate you to cloud 2. This is what you're learning right now in this lesson. And then we're going to get into goal setting here in a second. Which, by the way, I had the ego that I didn't need to learn goal setting. Why should I learn goal setting? I was an entrepreneur for 5 years. I was independent for 5 years. Why should I learn goal setting? That was my ego learning from Bob. And I learned very quickly that I was not. I was broke. So obviously he had what I wanted. So anyways, some of you still need to learn goal setting. Cloud number 2, we have to get to this higher frequency version of yourself. So when you do the homework and you come back on tomorrow's call, you're going to have a clear image of what this cloud 2 looks like. This is why it's called a challenge. You're learning how to get to this, clearly define what this cloud is, what this cloud is, what this cloud is. Then you have to make a decision. Tomorrow, when we open up the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, we start learning about that and something called the self-image. What's going to stop you more than any outside thing is your self-image, how you see yourself. The reflection that's pushed out. The outside world is just you pushed out. That's what we're learning on tomorrow's call. But what's going to stop you, other than your self-image, is your lack of decision-making because you don't see the material stuff in front of you right now. We have to take our current results, make a decision, go to the next level. All right, so let's talk about some key points, and then we'll wrap up on 4 ways to quantum jump. I'll give you the homework, and then we'll go on to the C-type goal. So quantum jumps in your quantum leaps in personal growth require paradoxical, unconventional actions. Okay, let me tell you a story because you're like, all right, what does he say? Okay, so this is how I think to get to 100K months. By the way, if I put my mind in you, you'll make 100 grand a month too. Literally, if you think like me, you go earn 35 grand a week like I do, or more. So here's how I think. What's the one thing such that by doing it, all other things will fall into place? That's how I think. So back when I was dead broke and I started to like move into this direction of thinking like this. So remember, at the time I was working with Bob, and so we would sell a coaching program called Thinking Into Results for $7,500. Okay, call it $8,000. My goal at the time was like, if I can make $10,000 a month, that shit would change my life. Who knows what I'm talking about? If you just make $10,000 a month, that shit would change your life. That was me. Remember, I was sleeping in a car. Bob said, that's your problem, is you're thinking too small. You need to go for something bigger, a fantasy. And we're going to define what that is here in a second. I had to create a fantasy. So my fantasy was, I don't know anybody that makes $100,000 a year. My grandma was a homemaker, right? From Mexico. My grandpa's from Indianapolis. You know, like my grandpa was from inner city. Like we didn't come from money. So for us, $10,000 a month, maybe we made $10,000 a month. I don't really know. We had a C-Class Mercedes. I thought we were rich. And we went to the buffet every Friday. I thought we were rich. Who knows what I'm talking about? We went to Cheesecake Factory. Shit. Olive Garden, that was our shit. We were rich, man. If we went to Olive Garden, man, we were in it. Chili's, that was us. Like, I don't know. Like, that was us. Chicken wings, pizza, you know? So for me, that was it. So I was like, okay, how do I get to 100,000 a month? I set this big vision of 100,000 a month. So I was like, okay, I need to get access to somebody who has this kind of people. Like, how can I get in front of these people? And I started doing things that I was like, oh my God, how can I get these people? And I got this download, this idea. When you're going to learn about this, maybe during the week, I'll teach you on Saturday how to get downloads through meditation. And I had this idea, call this guy named Jason Stone, Millionaire Mentor on YouTube. Call him. And he was a multimillionaire already. He had businesses. Like, who was I to call this guy? He barely even knew who I was. And I got this download from the Sixth Sense. And it said, call him. And I remember being so nervous to call him. But I picked up the phone and I called him. And I said, hey, Jason, like, how's it going? Like, you remember me? My name is DeAndre. I started working with this guy, Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor? He says, Bob Proctor? I just saw Bob Proctor speak last week. I love him. Yes, come train my team. How the hell did I know he had just saw Bob Proctor that week and he was hyped on him? So I called him at the perfect time and I got access to his network of millions of people. Next month, I was making 100 grand a month through his network. How did I know to call this random guy, this millionaire, and then randomly he had just seen Bob Proctor out of all the times he saw him that week and was hyped on him? That is what we're talking about. That's an intuitive idea that you will get. So to me, that is what I define as a paradoxical level. Unconventional actions. I had to do things that got me very uncomfortable, do things that I had never done before. So traditional efforts often lead to incremental gains, whereas abrupt behavioral changes can result in exponential growth. If you are going to go earn, for some of you are going to go have your highest income month this month. Some of you with this information right now. Some of you will. And it's the people that are going to have the biggest behavioral interruptions that they have never had prior to this call. If all I can do in this entire week that we're here is if I can just change your thoughts, which will then proceed to change of actions and feeling states, I have done my job, because now you will have a change in your income by Christmas time. You go earn 20K, 30K a month. Some of you are going to message me, say, yo, I was on his masterclass. Some of you are going to comment on my YouTube channel, say, yo, I joined that challenge. I made 50 grand. Some of you are going to do that. Some of you are going to make 5 grand, 10 grand, 1 grand, whatever. It's literally down to your belief. It takes the same energy to make 10 grand as it does to make 100 grand. Same exact energy. It's actually easier to make 100 grand a month. Why? Because you're going to have to think bigger, and you're going to do things you've never done. Therefore, you're going to earn more money. With the same exact example I gave you of me calling that guy. If I was thinking 10 grand a month, I'd be posting on Instagram stories. But because I would need 100 grand a month, I had to go call this random guy who had a massive network. Embracing risk and challenging the status quo are essential for making significant advancements. You have to take risks. See, one thing, if you guys have been watching me on YouTube, I know some of you have, and you've been wondering, like, information video after video, I take massive risks. I had to take risks to get to where I'm at. Some of you are trying to get my results, our results, without the risk. It doesn't work like that. I'm not here to sell you anything. This is all for free. Like, there's no pitch coming in the next coming minutes. Like, there's no pitch here. Like, we're going to be back here tomorrow. There's no pitch tomorrow. Like, we're literally just working. I don't need to lie to you. Some of you are not taking enough risks. And by the way, risk is relative to each person. For example, Leonard's risk, he looks like he's in his 20s. His risk is a lot different than Rich's risk. Leonard could probably do with less sharing a bedroom on an air mattress and dump his last 10 grand into a course. Where Rich might have kids and a mortgage. It's relative. But the risk is relative to the person. If you take the right risk, you'll still earn an equivalent through time. Because it's a spiritual thing. Problems and difficulties should be viewed as indicators of potential growth and necessary parts of the transformation process. By the way, difficulties are the best part. That's where you're actually leveling up. On tomorrow's call, when we talk about character upgrades, but right now, remember, by the way, let's take a little break. If you guys are loving this, drop a 7 in the chat. Remember, today's call is welcome to Vice City. We just dropped into Los Santos. Y'all level 1 characters. Y'all just got a baseball bat and a bike, and y'all trying to level up your character. You're trying to get to the next level, final boss, and get all your stuff by the end of this mission. If that sounds like you. If you guys enjoy this, drop a level 7. I'm giving you all the cheat codes.
If your camera's on right now, stand up real quick. Stand up.
Yo, Ali. So I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to pass it to you for a second as I take a little break, and then we'll finish up the next one, okay?
Of course.
Yeah, we're almost done here. Yeah, so maybe like 5 minutes. I'm going to pass it to you for like 5 minutes. Maybe if you want to like ask questions, get some engagement, whatever you want, but I'll pass it to you in a minute, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back, okay? All right, let's continue here. Immediate action rather than excessive preparation is the key to achieving quantum leaps. You have to take massive action quickly. Money loves speed. Guys, we literally we promoted this for 3 days. I was like, yo, let's run a challenge. We got it together. We launched it in 3 days. We have all you guys here. We didn't take a month. We didn't do all this stuff quickly. Take quick action. Setting high goals and embracing the possibility of failure is crucial for discovering your true capabilities and capacities. You're going to fail. Remember how I described all 3 of you, the quantum leapers, the people that are going through bullshit, and the people stuck? Why do I know all those 3 levels? Did I read a book? No. It's because I lived it. It's because I've been through it. And by going through it, I have leveled up my awareness where I can speak to you where you're at. That is how I've gotten to where I'm at. I'm quick to get through things so I can get to the quicker money. There's no such thing as quick money. Quick money in is quick money out. But you can have it go faster by going through quicker things, taking faster risks, taking faster actions. Okay, let's summarize now how to quantum leap in 4 steps, 4 easy steps. By the way, I'm going to teach you how to do this on day 4 with a meditation. These are meditations because right now it's just like the theory, but on day 4, which is Saturday, we're actually going to do meditations together. I'll give you the actual meditations you need to do this. Number 1, begin your quantum jump in your mind. Begin your quantum jump. Your mind is the launch pad. By the way, if you want to go faster, if you go on my YouTube channel, if somebody can do this for me, go to my YouTube channel. There's a playlist that literally has all the meditations. So just go to the playlist. This is meditation. You can share the playlist. If somebody can drop that in the chat, and then if we can get that posted in the school group, you guys can go faster and go watch these meditations after this call. Okay, so do through breath work, which I don't have time to teach so much on this.
I am Joe Delaney.
Sorry? I don't know what that was. But anyways, through the breath work, what we're actually able to do is move our energy up our body to the top of our brain. And through this, we can actually pull the mind out of our body. I learned this with Dr. Joe Dispenza when I went to his retreat for 7 days. So we're going to begin the quantum leap with the mind. Then number 2, you're going to meet your alternative self. I know this sounds so freaking weird to some of you, but this is how I get information. You're going to literally meet that future version of yourself that has that income goal. Just like when you were driving the car and we changed the color, and somebody was sitting next to you, you're going to go meet that version of yourself in the quantum space that's earning that income. They want to help you. Spirit, listen to me here, guys. Spirit is for expansion and fuller expression, meaning the same energy that causes a seed to sprout out of the ground and reach as high as possible, sprouting as many leaves and as many fruit as possible. That energy lives in you and it wants you to grow. It wants you to make more money. It wants you to have a better body. It wants you to have a better relationship with your kids, with your family, with your parents, with your significant other. It wants you to grow. Spirit, our life, is for growth and expansion. That's what consciousness is. We are all the same being, just through different forms of consciousness. And when we go back to that oneness, we're bringing back the experience of that for the same whole oneness. We're all just living through an experience. We're giving that experience back to oneness when we pass on to the next life. This consciousness wants to expand. That's why you're here right now. You are wanting to expand. Therefore, this information wants to help you. This person, this future version of yourself, wants to help you to get to a higher frequency version. So you're going to meet your higher version of yourself, and we're going to do this on day 4. Number 3, you're going to gather the necessary information and skills. You're going to download information, download ideas. And let me ask you this question to you. When you download that business idea, when you download that by the way, the next YouTube videos that are coming out, how Donald Trump used the law of attraction at Quantum Leap, become resident, how Elon Musk used the law of attraction, how Beyonce used the law of attraction, how Taylor Swift used the law of attraction, how Drake, how all these people use the law of attraction and apply it to their life. When you see these new documentaries coming out from our channel, that came from this. This challenge you're on came from this. Every business idea that I've had has come from this. I didn't have a strategy coach that said, oh, go do this challenge. Are there some infrastructure things like a Zoom call and a school group? Yeah, that's easy. But the overall infrastructure of running it, that comes from this idea, these quantum ideas that I get when I jump. I get information that from my $1 million per month self. And he says, DeAndre, make these YouTube videos. DeAndre, make this information. Do this, do that. And then I come back to the physical plane with information that I never had before. I want you to understand what I just said. When you do this, you're going to jump to a future version of yourself. Do these meditations we'll do on Saturday, or you can do them on your own on my YouTube channel. You're going to jump to a future version of yourself. You're going to download information, ideas, beliefs at a higher version of yourself. Remember that Wi-Fi signal, all those little lines? You're jumping to that version. You're going to then you're going to come back. And so guess what? You're coming back with data and information that you never had prior to the meditation. Do you guys hear me right now? Drop a 3 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. That is how you're going to go make more money this month, because you're going to download that data, information, and beliefs from a place that you never had prior to the meditation. This is how I go to $100,000 months so quickly. It's not because I take actions. Most of the time, I don't even know how to do the business. But what I do know how to do is this stuff. Go put me in a lawn mowing business. I guarantee by the end of the year, I'm making 7 figures in it. And I probably won't even know how to start a mowing machine. I will just have some kind of infrastructure running where I'm making 100 grand a month as running this business. This is what I know how to do. This is what you're going to be learning here. All right, so you're going to, number 3, you're downloading the information. Number 4, you're going to return back to your reality with a wiser, ready to apply new abilities. That is what we just learned on this lesson right now. That's the summary of what we just learned in the quantum leap. And then I think we have some final action plans here. Do the quantum jump meditation. If somebody can drop that in the chat, we'll also drop that in the school group. And then this is actually for my clients, this worksheet here. But that's going to be your action plan for this. All right, Ollie, I'm going to pass it to you. I'm going to take a little break for about 3 minutes, and then we're going to get into the next section, which is setting our goals. As you guys can see here, we are not sugarcoating shit. We are not here to upsell. This is not a selling webinar like you guys have been in the past. We're literally here dropping real gems, real value, so you guys can really get results. So Ollie, I pass it to you for about 3 minutes. I'll be back at 10:43. So you can run whatever, get engagement, whatever you like, okay?
Of course. Guys, if you are enjoying yourselves, drop a 9 in the chat. Give me a bunch of 9s. If you are loving what Mr. Law of Attraction is teaching, drop a 9, okay? Now, everybody with your cameras out, I'm going to do this exercise with you. Stand up, all right. Let's zoom out, stand up, everybody. I see you with the nice gaming chairs. I have one too. Back up, step out, let's stretch it out a little bit. Stretch it out a little bit, okay, because remember, energy in motion. So we got to take the energy and put it into motion, okay? Stretch out the neck. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out, okay? Give me a couple of boxing moves. Who likes MMA? Anybody fights out here? Okay, cool. Don't break the screen, please. All righty, we're good to go. Actually, I'm gonna let you guys unmute for a second. Who wants to come say what's up? Who's enjoying? Someone hop in. One person, raise your hand. I don't know how to see this even. Okay, Lucas. There we go. I got you, Lucas.
Hey, yo, what's up?
Where are you tuning in from?
I'm from Sweden.
Sweden. Okay,
18,
nice.
18 years old. I have a quick question.
What's up?
A couple of questions. You said that 90% of our thoughts are the same as yesterday, and about 60 to 70,000. Does the music we listen to have big influence on how we think and the results that we have?
What an excellent question. First of all, I'm curious, what music do you listen to?
Very wide taste, but mostly rap, sometimes Michael Jackson, sometimes Adele.
Nice. Okay, diverse choice. Okay, so this is what I'm going to answer about music. Look, music, sound is a vibration. There's literally a law, the law of vibration, sound. All sound is a vibration. Now, you have to remember, just like habits and thoughts, the things that you put in your mind and body affect everything you do. If you eat, low vibration food, if you're eating McDonald's every day, how do you think you're going to feel? It might taste amazing. How do you think you're going to feel after a while? Okay?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, now, music is the same thing. Once in a while, it's cool. Don't worry. Me and my girl, we listen to some Bobby Schmurder once in a while, right? But I'm just kidding. She's sitting right here, and she was messing with me earlier. But the thing that happens is whatever you feed your mind over and over. That's why a lot of times, like, there's a whole conspiracy theory on the music resonance and the frequencies that they put into the music. I don't want to get into that right now, but it definitely affects you. But it also is how much effort you're putting into letting it affect you. I mean, you see that joke where everyone's driving to their corporate jobs, talking about killing people and selling drugs, right? Once in a while, like I said, it's okay. You got to be very, very careful what you put into your mind. You got to be careful what you. All right, let me ask you this way: would you let the music you listen to? Would you let your kids listen to it? Now we change the way, right? Now we change the way we think. So I'm not going to tell you it's good or bad. It's up to your own discretion, but it depends on how you let it affect you. Good
Yeah.
question though. Okay,
Yeah.
let me let one more person go before DeAndre comes back. I
Yeah.
see a couple hands raised.
For sure.
Michael and his kid, they're both learning. This is amazing. Get your family involved. Go ahead,
Hey,
Michael.
how's it going?
What's
How
up?
you
What's up,
doing,
boss?
Ali,
How you
man?
doing? I'm doing excellent. How about yourself?
And since being on this, I've gotten a lot better because I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. Past couple of days, I've been in a really, really dark, really bad place. And it's just nothing's really working. Completely broke, like completely broke. No bank account, no nothing. My business partner, who I was working with, just kind of completely changed up. And there's a major there's a major part of the business where the steady income comes from that I need him because he's a chiropractor. I'm a manual therapist, and it's in pain management. And I don't know what's going on with this dude, but he just like doesn't want to respond, doesn't want to even send me patients. It's just like I'm at a standstill. This morning I had to talk to T-Mobile because my phone was off. So I had to like finesse them to where they can at least give me 48 hours so I can come up with the money. But it's just, I'm glad to be here. Sorry I had to tell you all that, but man, I'm
You're
in a better
good. You're good.
position
Look,
now.
we're gonna start back up, but let me tell you what it sounds like to me, okay? Outside perspective. Sounds like God's clearing your path, bro. He's just clearing your path for you to vibrate higher, for you to do what you need to do, maybe switch things up a bit. So it actually ties in perfectly with what DeAndre is saying. Remember the three categories of people. Either going this way, you're really, really behind, or you're stuck. So if you're really behind, there's only one way you can go up. There's only one way you can go. So thank you for sharing that, my man. And again, appreciate you guys. All right, let's get started. We have a couple more things to cover before we get into the homework. Who's ready for some homework? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're ready for some homework. Applying these skills instantly. Amazing. Okay. DeAndre, are you back, my bro?
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, guys, let's get back into the next half here. There's going to be a Q&A session on Saturday, I believe, potentially Sunday. It's not tentative right now for Sunday because we're going to the desert and doing some fun stuff. But Saturday, we'll have a little bit of Q&A after the meditation, okay? Couple announcements I want to say. By the way, don't leave yet. We're literally like, I won't say halfway, dude, but we're probably sitting at like 70%. We're going to get into goal setting now. This one's a little bit quicker. First thing, tag me. Guys, if you're on the call right now, tag me on your Instagram story. I'll go and re-tag you guys, okay? At Mr. Law of Attraction. If somebody drops it in the comment section, tag me that you're on the call here. I'll repost some of you. But yeah, just share it with other people. Love to see that. First thing. Second thing, Ali, do we have that email capture? Some of you we need your email so we can email you the homework. For some reason, I forgot to put the email thing. I don't have your email. We try to give you when we give you the homework and all the worksheets and stuff. We need to get that to you. We only have one communication, which is the school group, but we want to be able to email that to you. So Ali's gonna drop it in the chat. We just need your email and your name. We're gonna email you guys all the homework, all reminders and stuff. We're not gonna send you a bunch of bullshit. We're only gonna send you stuff for this challenge and future challenges that we have. So if you please everybody drop your emails in there so we can send you the homework. Tag me. And then next one. We would love for you guys to invite somebody else to the rest of these calls starting tomorrow, right? So what we'll do, maybe we'll have something. If you invite 2 other people, maybe we'll give you a nice little bonus. Maybe what we'll do, Ali, for everybody that invites 3 people to the next call starting tomorrow, we'll have a private Q&A session just with us. Okay, so what we'll do, if you invited 3 people, okay, they'll need to register, obviously. Guys, what you'll do is click the link that Ollie put for the email. So Ollie, you gotta
give me. I'm just gonna reset it so it's unlocked for everybody. 1 second. Keep going, DeAndre. I got you.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, click the link so we can get your emails and we can send you the homework after we finish up the lesson. But anyways, if you invite 3 people to register on this, what you'll do is you let us know, and then we'll invite you to a private Q&A potentially on Sunday. Maybe that's what we'll do, Ollie, because we were going to go to the desert, but maybe we can do that. And that way we can get more people on the call and we reward the people that invited. So we'll make that official announcement. If you invite 3 people to this masterclass, by tomorrow, we'll have a special call, which is you guys on Sunday. Okay. What you do is you'll let us know who you invited, and we'll reach out to you. Okay. Without further ado, let's get into it. C-type goal. So we just learned about the quantum leap. Ollie, you good on your side before we get
I'm
into
good.
this?
Go,
Okay,
you're
cool.
good to go.
All right, guys. How many of you see me holding this gold card? I've had this now for 5 years. Not this particular one, but I've always had a gold card. First, one of the biggest lessons Bob Proctor taught me, and one of the reasons I hit $100,000 a month, right? You're going to see that all these strategies stack on each other. So that's what we're covering. Remember, this is my Quantum Leap program. This is the entire 5 years, almost $250,000 in coaching and investment that I have here. We're just going lesson by lesson here. But this one stacks, they all stack on each other. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that quantum goal, that quantum leap, and we're going to put it on a goal card like this, and we're going to define what that looks like, how to make this. You're going to carry it with you all times, and this is how I was actually able to hit these goals because I look at it all day long. Okay, so let's talk about a C-type goal. So you are already connected to everything that you desire. If you want to attract it, you must be on the same frequency. That's from Uncle Bobby P right there, Bob Proctor. And we learned that. I'm going to go ahead and put your guys' hands down so I don't get these notifications anymore. Yeah, go ahead and put your hands down so I don't have to lower hand. Okay, cool. Yeah. We learned on the last call that when we get to a quantum jump, we have to match the vibration, match the frequency of that income goal that we have. To the law of attraction, we're going to attract the same things that are on the same frequency as us. Okay? Law of attraction is a reaction. We'll cover that maybe tomorrow or Friday. The law of attraction is actually something you don't have to focus on. Even though my name's Mr. Law of Attraction, like that was a name I literally put together in 5 minutes, and it just stuck, okay? Like I didn't put too much thought behind it. I actually never used to like to teach the law of attraction. I thought it was too superficial because it really is. Like it's so much more depth to this, as you guys are seeing. But anyways, the law of attraction is a reaction to the same things that are on the same frequency as you. Okay? So all we have to do now, for example, my current goal is to earn $1 million per month and to have 1 million YouTube subscribers. So all I have to do is match the frequency at a thought, feeling, action level, and then I will get the downloads and the action plans in order to get there. For example, this whole thing, imagine how much goodwill I'm putting into the universe having this call here. Putting all this information out for free for literally 2.5 hours right here. Whether it's reward directly to you guys or the universe, do you guys see how I can get compensated to this, to the law of compensation? I will somehow get compensated to this by just putting so much good energy into the universe. I don't exactly know how, but I know it will. Because I'm matching the frequency of my higher self. My higher version of myself told me to run this challenge. And I think we're going to run a monthly. And that's how I download information. So what I'm saying here is when we write this goal here, when we create this, you have to match the frequency. When you think, feel, and act, like right now I'm acting like that person. I'm acting like I have 1 million subscribers. There's a version of me right now that has 1 million subscribers. We're running a challenge, and instead of 143 people, there's 1,433 people. That's the only difference now. There's an extra zero a couple zeros at the end, but doing the same exact thing. That's what we're doing. Key point now. A goal is going after something that you've never done before. Now, this is so important. Listen to me. If you're having a little bit of success or you've had some success in the past and you're kind of stagnant, stuck, or inconsistent, it's because you're struggling at this very part right here. So pay attention. A goal is going after something that you've never done before. Whatever you're going to write on this card and carry with you for the rest of your life, and by the way, you can change the goal, but this card you should always carry with you. You've never done this before. So what's an example? Let's just say you started your business your first month and you made $10,000. Let's say that was 3 years ago. And you've dipped down and you've been making $6,000 a month. And you say, DeAndre, my goal is to get back to $10,000 a month. That is something that you've done before. So that would not constitute a goal because a goal is going after something that you've never done before. A goal is designed to help you grow. It causes you to draw something from yourself that you've never known that you didn't know that was there. Listen to me. A goal is for growth. A goal is for growth. It's not to get something. My goal is not to buy another Rolex. My goal is not to buy another car. My goal, I get up and I'm excited about my life. The question, are you excited about your life? If you're not excited about your life, you're not going after something that you desire. You're not going after a goal. That's what I want to get to you guys. You have to get up and be excited about your life. You have to be excited. You're going after a fantasy. So a goal is designed for you to grow, to draw something out of yourself. I look at this every single day and I ask myself, who do I need to become to have 1 million subscribers on YouTube? Who do I need to become to earn $1 million per month? Who, not how, not how, who do I need to become? And I get this information. God, universe, sixth sense, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it, speaks to me, and I get intuitive ideas, and that's how I hit my goals consistently year after year for 5 years now since I started in this industry. Because I get up and I'm excited about my life. Who feels that? Drop a 3 in the chat if you just feel this natural enthusiasm about what I do. Like, I enjoy what I do because I love what I do because I'm going after something that I want. I don't get paid for this. The fact that I get paid for this is even better. Like, that's how you want to live life, where you get up. You don't work for money. You work for satisfaction. You do not work for money. You work for satisfaction. You do shit that you love, and then you get paid for it. So if you know how to reach your goal is not going to do for you what a goal is designed to do. And that's for you to get out of your thinking patterns. If you're really going to accomplish something, you're going to need to be inspired by going after something that you really want. And we're going to talk about how to find out what you really want here in a second. It has to come from inside. It can't be what your mom wants, what your dad wants, what your girlfriend wants, what your boyfriend, what your kids want. What do you want? That's what we have to get down to. What do you truly want? Not what your bank account says, not what your current living situation says. What do you want? I wanted $100,000 per month, and I got exactly that. Now my goal is $1 million per month. And I was even thinking, holy shit, once we hit this here this year, like, I'm going to think about how small I was thinking to only be at $1 million a month. Like, how selfish of me. Like, there's millions of other people that need this information. We need to do $100 million a year. That's how you want to be thinking. So there's 3 types of goals. Let me clarify this. There's 3 types of goals, but you're only going to have one. I have to clarify the 3 different types of goals, but you do not have the first 2. You only have the last one, and I'll explain what this here is in a second. This is the biggest misconception people have is they end up writing like 3 different goals. That's not true. You write one. And I'll explain how to do this right now. So let's talk about an A-type goal. An A-type goal is going after something that you know how to do already. The key word here is know. You already know how to do this. And I'll explain this here in a second with this graphic. A B-type goal is going after something that you think you can do. So the key word here is think. You think you can do this. And then a C-type goal, which is what you're all going to write here, is what you want. Keyword want. Desires, what you want. It's your fantasy. So in order for this to work, you have to go after your fantasy. You have to go after what you want. A C-type goal comes from your fantasies, and it is originated through your imagination. Yes, remember that thing that your children use, or what you used as a child? That is the thing that's going to help you make $100,000 a month. That is the Christ consciousness that lives through you, and that is the great redeemer that will get you out of poverty and onto the way to riches. Is through the imagination. There is no other life form. There's nobody coming to save you. The only thing that will save you is a change of your imagination through consciousness. You're going to use your consciousness to imagine a new version of yourself, which will then change your frequency, and then you will have a new life. It is that simple. If I just summed up the law of attraction, how to go earn your income this year, it's that phrase right there. You're going to use your change of consciousness to imagine a new version of yourself and then plant that into your mind, which will then change your thoughts, feelings, and actions, and you will have a new life. So let's go ahead and explain what this looks like. Okay. So A-type goal. The best way to explain an A-type goal, as we stated before, is a goal that you know how to do. Like I said before, let's just say you're making $10,000 a month in your corporate job. Now you want to quit and you want to go make $10,000 a month at your business. Okay? You already know how to make $10,000 a month. That's already your frequency. Some of you quit your job. You're making the same amount as your job as you're making now in your business. That's a perfect example of me explaining your frequency. You're earning the same money you're at your job, at your business, that you did when you quit your job. It's because you're sitting here at an A-type goal. It's your present results. Or you're at a B-type goal. The key word is a plan. You know you have a B-type goal if you have a plan. This is where 90% of entrepreneurs are and why they're stuck and why they're inconsistent. Is they have a plan. They look at their goal and they said, based on my resources, based on how many followers I have, based on how much capital I have, based on how many ads that I have, based on how much cash and revenue we did last month, based on all these things, they're going to use their eyeballs, they're going to use their physical faculties to look outside of themselves. And based on what they see, they formulate their goal. So here's the problem with this. Based on what they see outside of them in the matrix, it changes what their goal is here inside this internal matrix. So it's based on what they think they can do. And that's the problem. If you're anything like me, I remember being specifically at that Bob Proctor event in Los Angeles, where I would bounce between my goal of $10,000 a month and a goal of $30,000 a month. I had made $10,000 per month once or twice up into this Bob Proctor, but it was never consistent. It'd only be like once a year. I'd make 10 grand in a month. And I was like, okay, I know how to make $10,000. So let me go for that. Who knows what I'm talking about? He's like, okay, I know how to do this number, right? You know how to hit 5,000, 10,000, 30,000, whatever number. You know you can hit that number, but you really want this number. And that for me was 30 grand. It's like, I really want 30,000 a month. That would make me, that would feel amazing. But I know I can hit 10. So you start the month, you start working, and now it's the 11th of December. It's 11th, and you're nowhere near that goal that you really want. So you're like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to hit it, so let me lower my goal and go after what I know I can do because I can have more motivation behind it. I know I can hit 10 grand. And you bounce between what you think you can do, what you know you can do. What you think you can do, what you know you can do. So I'd bounce between 10 grand, 30 grand, 10 grand, 30 grand. And every week I would change my goal. I'd be so inconsistent because I was like, I know I can crush 5,000 this month. I know I can make 5,000, but I really want 10. And it's already halfway through the month and I've only made 3,000. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't think I'm going to hit 10,000. Let me just drop it to 5. And so I'd be bouncing back for years. This is where 95% of people are stuck, bouncing back and forth between what they think they can do and what they know they can do because they formulate a plan. This is your problem. This person in this example here, in example 1, this person has ruled out the creative process, which is the C-type goal here, that leads to certain growth. They keep bouncing back and forth between what they know they can do and what they think they can do. And that's what's going on here. They're bouncing. We're going to completely X out this version. And now, because what you just realized through this awareness is you're going to move to this version of yourself. Number 2, you're going to move to the fantasy. A fantasy is what do you want? I don't care about what income I'm at right now. That's completely irrelevant to me earning $1 million per month this year. What I earned last month, which was amazing, cash was amazing last month. Saved a lot of money. Just today, I made like $8,000 today just on crypto. Like, just money just always coming in. Today's income, this month's income, last month's income is irrelevant based on what I've written on this goal card because this is what I want. This is what I'm going after. Doesn't matter what's going on outside of me. This is my fantasy. You guys are all a manifestation of my fantasy. I want to show you. I want to be real with you guys. You guys are living in my matrix right now. All of you are living in my matrix. I'm designing the world the way I want it. And this is what I want on this goal card. And the only way for me to get this is to serve other people and help them get what they want. And I created this reality called a challenge, and you are living in my reality. You guys are a part of my reality. And part of that reality is me helping you get to the next level. Do you realize that I bend the matrix to my reality every freaking day, and so can you? Create your reality. That restaurant that you want to build, the people are out there wanting to eat your food. That business you want to build, they're waiting for you and they're going to live in your matrix, but you have to step up and start becoming a creator and stop living in somebody else's creation. You guys are living in my creation for a moment so you can learn to be creators for yourself. I lived in Bob Proctor's world for 2.5 years, which allowed me to do what I'm doing now. Now it's your turn. You're learning from me. You're in my matrix. But eventually somebody will be in yours. And that's the manifestation of your business with your income. I created a fantasy. So this individual is aware that there's no inspiration in a B-type goal. You're not getting up and you're not inspired. Be honest with yourself. Drop a 3 in the chat if you're not inspired in life right now. You're just not inspired. You're waking up late. You slipped on your diet. You're not motivated to hit the gym. You're just like, life's not exciting for you. Just be honest. I have clients right now that are like that.
I thought it was a trick question. I almost typed in 3. You almost got me, bro.
No, some people are not inspired with life. And that's fine. They're admitting
it.
it.
It happens, man. It's a law of rhythm. It happens.
Yeah, it's up and down.
Downs.
Yeah. So what's happening is that you're not going after what you want. You're not going after something that's inspiring the shit out of you. Like, look how excited I get. Look at my smile. Do I look like a happy guy? I'm a happy guy. I am living my dream every day. This is fun to me. Holy shit, like, we are clearly over the 90 minutes that we planned for this. And we're almost done. I think we'll wrap up here in a couple minutes, like 20 minutes. I'm not, like, this is fun. Like, I enjoy this. Why? I'm getting up and I'm living my dream. If you're not inspired, it's because you're not doing this exact thing I'm talking about. Do you see how I'm emitting a frequency? Do you guys realize this? This is why I get paid what I get paid. I emit a frequency. It's not what I say, it's how I say it. It's not what I do, it's how I do it. This is why I get rich. Guys, I was on a sales call 3 days ago, and I was talking to this lady, and her camera was off, and it was just an audio call, and I could tell she was broke. Just the energy, the scarcity, the lack. I can feel it in her voice. And she was just like needy. It was a very needy energy. And I said, Elizabeth, you're broke right now, aren't you? She's like, yeah, how do you know? I was like, I can feel it on you. You can feel broke. I can feel that energy. I can feel brokenness. Like, I ain't touching that shit, but I can feel it on other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I repel that energy. That's what I'm talking about. You have to tap into this thing, and that's going after what you want. And here's what some of you guys are going to do. You're listening to me now, but when you go do your homework today and you come back on tomorrow's call, you're going to write your goal card down, and you're still going to do exactly what I told you not to do. You're going to write some plan. You're like, well, I only have this kind of money, and I only have this amount of followers. And DeAndre, I don't have the education. I didn't go to college. I didn't have this. I don't have that. Therefore, I can't write this down. And then you're going to continue to live in slavery. Slavery is a frequency. It's not something that you do. It's not information. It's not information. It's not action. It's not a business model. If you think it's the TikTok shop or the Amazon FBA or the crypto coin or the meme coin or this business, you are a lost person. You are a lost, and you're going to get sold another program. You're going to see another ad, and somebody's going to sell you on the next course. They're going to sell you on the next business. And you're just going to you're going to live in somebody else's matrix because you're not stepping up. My role here, as you realize, I don't teach you business. I don't teach you a business model. I teach you how to think. Once you learn how to think, you become a successful person. Whatever you touch, you will succeed at. My clients do the most random shit. I had a client, she makes $50,000 a month walking dogs. We took her from $10,000 a month to $50,000 a month her first month walking dogs. How the hell? I don't care. I taught her this. She makes $50,000 a month now. Walking dogs with 2 employees. Well, actually 1, her and an assistant. $50,000 a month. You can make money doing whatever you want because it's a frequency. Anyways, that was a tangent. Okay, let's talk about how to actually create the goal. How do you actually find out what you want? Number 3, let's talk about the creative process. So you first start with the fantasy. This is what I'm really good at. I live in the clouds, and I enjoy it. I live in the clouds. I write down Like I imagine myself with the things that I want, the material things. By the way, the where I position myself as Mr. Law of Attraction, the gap between the material world and the spiritual metaphysical world. I still love wearing Rolexes, Richard Millie's, driving McLaren's, Ferraris. I like taking my girlfriend out to $800 dinners and buying her freaking bags. I like doing this stuff. But guess what? That's the material world. I also know how to separate from that stuff. I also know how to go within and be a metaphysical quantum being and just live with nothing and need nothing. I can live in both because I don't want to live in Tulum with crystals. Sorry, I lived in Tulum. I don't want to live in with crystals and like just ayahuasca and all day and mushrooms. Like I've done all that stuff, but like that's not me. I like nice shit. Drop a 4 in the chat if you like some nice shit. You want some nice things, whatever nice means to you. It's a house, a car, designer, whatever, a watch, whatever nice means to you. For some of you, it's just living on a self-sustaining farm in North Carolina. I don't know. Nice is relative.
Where'd you get North Carolina, bro?
I don't know, bro. I was North Carolina is
Oh.
nice. Like, bro, you go out there and they got some nice. It's nice out there, man. Just live in a cabin.
I like the 4s, man. Of course, abundance is our birthright. Why
Yeah.
not?
It's the most random thing, living in a self-sustaining farm in Colombia or like North Carolina. Anyways,
North
it's a
Carolina.
fantasy. So you're gonna write down this fantasy, and this is what your homework is when we go here in a second. You're going to write down this fantasy. Do not look at where you're at or your material world. Please just remember this. If you do this, it's just not going to work for you. It's just not. The only way this is going to work is you cannot look at what's going on around you. You have to create a complete fantasy. Like $1 million per month and 1 million YouTube subscribers is a complete fantasy. Right now, we only have 20,000. So I make 100 grand a month with 20,000 subscribers. By 10,000 subscribers, I was making 100 grand a month. And we make that consistently. Now it's like to go to 1 million a month and 1 million YouTube subscribers. I have no idea how we're going to get there, but that's the fun part. I have the fantasy. Now it's fun to try to create it. It's like now we're going to create these documentaries. We try these videos. We try that. It's fun. That's the fun part, is finding out how you're going to do it. There's only 2 questions you need to ask yourself on pursuit of this goal. Are you willing and are you able? First question. Are you able? Yes, you're able. If you come from a spiritual plane, that means that you are created in God's image, and God being all the creator means that you can do all things through God, Jesus. All things can be done to and through you. Yes, theology. Scientific, meaning that you are one of a spiritual force. You are a creator. Like there's energy is. You are energy. So through energy, all energy. There's enough energy in your pinky to light up Manhattan if we were to break down the molecules in your pinky. There's energy is, God is. Yes, you're able to do whatever you sit down. The simple fact that you can think it, like we talked about in the quantum space, which why we needed to proceed with that first lesson, the simple fact that you can think that means that you're able to do it. Here's the magic question, where some of you are going to get rich or stay exactly where you're at. Are you willing? Are you willing to go after it with a burning hot desire? That is the key that separates me from everybody else. And it's the key that's going to separate those of you that will message me, tell me your testimonial at the end of this challenge.
Side note, burning desire, think and grow rich. I have it tattooed on me. That's how powerful that book was for me. Do you agree, DeAndre?
Absolutely. And I was just listening to that. It's your burning desire. Do you guys feel the burning desire on me? This is not, well, obviously this is my personality, but then also this is how you should be in your own way with your goal, going after what you want, obsessed, living it, breathing it. This is all I talk about. There's only 3 things I obsess about. Number 1 is my goal. It's not money. It's my goal, which is 1 million. It's just this 1 million YouTube subscribers and 1 million a month. Like it's the idea, going after it. That's what excites me. That's number 1 thing. That precedes all things other than, obviously, I'm Christian. By the way, I'm Christian here. I teach these laws, but I'm Christian. Like I got baptized, all this stuff, right? You can still be a Christian or whatever and still do this stuff. This is independent. Anyway, so other than God and like me in this world, this is my number 1 thing I go after every day. Number 2 is getting paid. I get paid every day. I love to get rich because through riches, I can serve more people. I had to spend money to get you guys here. I have to spend money to do these, to hire my team, to run my company. Like we get more money so we can expand the word. That's number 2. So number 1 is the goal I obsess about. Number 2 is the money. Number 3 is my girlfriend. That's it. That's all I think about all day is those 3 things. And that's for me, my particular life. For some of you, it's different. But what are you going after? So now, if you ask yourself these 2 questions, are you willing, are you able? And you ask yes to both of them. Drop a yes in the chat if you are able to go after your goal that you want. Drop a yes in the chat if you are able to achieve your goal. Now drop a yes, sir, in the chat if you are willing to go after your goal. Yes, sir. I love that. I don't know. I just kept doing that shit. Whenever you guys see me, by the way, I want you to say that. If y'all come meet me in Dubai, just be like, yes, sir. I was playing. That'd be fun though. Y'all comment that on the YouTube channel. Yes, sir.
Actually, yeah, if you're on YouTube, say challenge, yes, sir. Everybody who watches the YouTube, every single YouTube you watch after you finish, say yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
you guys have both answered yes, sir, or yes to both of this, okay? So what's happened now is we've turned that fantasy into a theory, right? We've turned it into a goal now. Now going after that is you get to ask the magic question. Who do I need to become to get this? That is the magic question. Write this down. This is so important. I just learned this probably like in the last 6 months. It's not how, it's who. Don't ask how to get to your goal. Ask who do you need to become in order to achieve that. What's the difference? One is working towards the goal. The other one is working from the goal. Working towards the goal is how do I get here? What's this? What's this step? What's this step? That's working towards the goal. By law, you're not working with the spiritual laws. Because spiritual laws state that you are this already. At a frequency level, you already have what you want. So if you work that, I already have this thing already. Therefore, who did I become to achieve it? You have hit the goal, and now you're going to work backwards. When you do this, you work with the laws. This is how you quantum leap. Yes, sir. That is how you quantum leap. Hopefully that didn't go over your heads. That is how you think. You're not going to ask, how do you get to your goal, which is start this business, step 1, step 2, step 3. No. You already have it. It's yours. You have matched the frequency. We talked about that in the prior lesson with the quantum jump. You have matched that frequency already. You are there already. Now, you ask yourself, who did I become? Who is a being? It's a state of being. It's a frequency that you emit. And once we have created that theory through the bridge of incidents, which means you're going to take inspired action through different things, trying this, trying that, trying this, trying that, it will then become a fact. You guys are literally part of my bridge of incidents. Whether we continue to do challenges, by the way, drop a 7 in the chat if you would like to see these challenges every single month. If you want to, and there'll be different themes. Like we'll have a Think and Go Rich challenge, Science of Getting Rich challenge, Bob Proctor's Greatest Lessons challenge. Like there'll just be different themes every month. If you want to see this, drop a 7 in the chat every month. The people have spoken, Ali. The people have spoken.
Noted. Well noted.
So yeah, we'll probably run this every month. We'll run it from the same school group. So stay in the school group, stay informed, and we'll probably run one. Probably beginning. We're thinking, second week of January. That's what it would look like. But anyways, you guys are part of me figuring out how to do this. Like I'm showing you. As remember, I always say I'm your older brother. I'm showing you by leading from the front. I always learned that when I played football, when I played baseball. I played 13 years of baseball. I played football. I was a linebacker. I was a defensive end. I wrestled. I went to state in wrestling. I played sports. You always lead from the front. I lead from the front. You guys are living in my matrix right now, which is fine. Accept it. Learn, and then go learn how to do it for yourself. You guys are a part of me figuring out how to turn my goal of 1 million per month and 1 million subscribers into a fact. Maybe we run these challenges. We run more ads. I think we spent $400 on ads. And a lot of you came from the ads. What if we go spend $5,000 on ads? What would that look like now? We probably get 1,000 people. Holy shit. Now numbers will be even crazier. I don't know. That's the fun part. You see, I don't know how the hell I'm going to get to the goal. That's the fun part. You see, I'm telling you guys how to live and think. So when you go after it, you're like, oh my God, I'm so stressed out. Nah, I'm chill. I'm chill. I get up and I am living a chill life and I just have fun. Life's like Grand Theft Auto to me. It's a video game. All right, we're starting to have our final stretch here, okay? Go ahead and give yourself a nice little stretch right here. We're on the final stretch like we had in the 9th inning, right? Or 7th inning stretch. You guys go to the baseball game, to the Padres game. If you guys watch the Padres, I don't know who you guys watch. Drop your favorite sports team in the chat. It could be whatever sport. Giants, okay. Raptors, say we got some basketball, baseball, UFC, okay. Okay, we got some soccer, football. Nice. Okay, we got some more football, soccer. Nice. UFC. Dope. Astros, okay. Dope. Barcelona, okay. Some more soccer, football. Oregon Ducks, okay. Raiders. All right. Love it. All right, let's continue here. 7th inning stretch. We're on our final one. So you got to build a fantasy. Take your fantasy, move it to a theory. You must believe you are able and willing to do what is required in order for you to turn your theory into a goal. All right. Do not, and this is the most important one, do not let the outside world or circumstances dictate how you're going to live. This is the biggest thing. I don't like, I'm so good at not letting the outside world affect me. I could be in the down bad, so bad, nobody will know. I will still be smiling and I will figure it out and I'll get through it. This is how you have to live. But some of you keep letting the outside world affect you, and you have to learn to detach. You have to learn to detach. You have to learn to detach. We have some detachment meditations inside our school community. The other one, maybe we can drop some resources. Maybe Ollie, we can drop the detachment meditation for them. But that would be dope. Okay, we will write that as a note. But you have to learn to detach from the outside world because it will drag you down. The creation is here. The outside world is you pushed out. The outside world is a reflection of the inside world. So the outside world, think about this. Everybody pay attention to me. Pay attention. Everybody bring your attention to me. Okay. Whatever's going on outside of you to this very moment before you write this goal down when you do for your homework. This is a manifestation of past thinking patterns. So if you write this goal, everything is going to be going against you because this on the card will not reflect what's going on outside of you. And within 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 2 days or 2 hours, depending on the individual and your emotional intelligence, you'll get sucked back into the 3D world thinking how, when, why, sadness, depression, where's the money, all this shit. It's your ability to overpass that will dictate if you tip the scales back into it. Because guess what? Your shit's not going to change tomorrow, this week. It's going to take time to reflect. For me, what I saw, the magic, 3 to 6 weeks. That's when you start to see changes. 3 to 6 weeks. Yes, you can see some things within 1 to 2 weeks. I've been doing this with thousands of people. Consistently, quantum leaps in our highest qualified clients, the people that have the highest incomes, is usually 2 to 6 weeks. But 2 weeks is because I'm working with them closely. But if you're independent, I would say 3 to 6 weeks. If you don't see things shift within 6 weeks, you're probably not doing it right and you need to reflect again. 3 to 6 weeks is the magic word, the magic time. So you have to keep state for 3 to 6 weeks before you see any changes because it's playing catch up. The material world is slow. Remember when we did that cycle of changing the cars? You didn't need the money to buy that car. You didn't need to go to the shop to change the color. You didn't need anything. It was instantaneous. Because it's instantaneous in the spiritual world doesn't mean it's instantaneous in the physical world. It still takes time to transmute and change form. So it's going to take you some time for the outside world to reflect. But you have to have the awareness, the understanding through study that it's going to be a delayed time. That whatever you write down, it may not reflect this moment. All right, let's continue. Refuse to let anything outside of you stop you. Some of you are not hearing me right now, and I'm going to hear this on Friday. Some of you are going to quit by Christmas. Unfortunately, it's just the numbers. Here's the numbers. How many people we have here? So we have 140 people. 5 of you, 5 to 7 of you are going to go make more than $10,000 with this free material this month. More than 10. Some of you, it's 10. Some of you, let's just say 5, but more than 10. Some of you might go make 50. Some of you might make 100. It's just relative on kind of your belief systems. But 5 to 7 of you will go make more than 10 grand with this. If you're already running a 6-7 figure business, you're going to probably go add an extra 30 to 100. 5 to 7 of you. 80% of you will do nothing. Probably closer to 90. 90% of you will do absolutely nothing. You will get off this call and do absolutely nothing and go back to your same bullshit. The other percentage of you will kind of struggle along for the next like couple months, kind of in and out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's off, sometimes it's inconsistent. But only 5 to 7 of you will actually go and really make some shit happen. That's just the real numbers here. But 90% will do nothing and get no results because they just will not do what I'm saying. I can sit here for 6 more hours. You still will not do what I'm saying. I'm not going to do that, by the way. We're going to wrap up here in a couple minutes. So as you get emotionally involved in your goal, you're going to involve your emotions, and expressions of that emotional involvement is going to change your behavior. And as your behavior changes, the results will start to change, and your theory will turn into a fact. This is what we're going to learn tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to learn about the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the body, how to get emotionally involved, how to open up the subconscious mind, how to change the frequency, how to plant into the subconscious mind, images, thoughts, feelings, emotions, all this kind of stuff we're going to learn tomorrow. So make sure you're on tomorrow. Drop a 4 in the chat if you're going to be here on tomorrow's call. Drop a 4. It's already on your calendar. You're like, holy shit, this is so valuable. I'm going to be here for tomorrow's call. Drop a 4 in the chat. You're already planned. Like, people are trying to, you're already, canceling meetings. They're like, oh, hell no, I'm going to be on this call tomorrow at 4. That sounds like you. Drop a 4 in the chat. Yes, sir. Individuals without a goal are lost. They have no compass. You've got to wake up in the morning and get excited. I'm working towards my goal. And as Bob Proctor said it best, focus on your goal, not the how. Not how. It's what? Drop in the chat. Don't ask how. It's what? Who. Don't ask how. Ask who. Who do I need to become to match this goal? Who do I need to become to achieve this? Who do I need to become to achieve this? When you ask this question, your life will change. Here's a couple questions you can ask yourself to turn your fantasy into a theory. And what we'll do, Ollie, is let me put this in the chat. If somebody can, I'll put this in the chat. If you guys can copy and paste that over. Hold on. Into the everyone in the meeting. Okay, here's some questions you guys can ask yourself to turn your fantasy into a theory. Are you willing to make a sizable investment in yourself? Are you willing to go where you have to go? Are you willing to do what you have to do? Are you willing to change what you have to change? Are you willing to let go what you have to let go of? Are you willing to study? Willing to take directions? These are questions that I had to do. Are you willing to take ridicule? Some of you cannot take constructive criticism. These are some questions that we'll just drop them in the school group. And just think about it we're not going to check on you for homework. This is your life. I'm going to sleep very nice tonight right after this. I gave a lot of energy on this. I'm going to sleep very nice. So when we get off this call here in a couple minutes, you're going to go back to your life. You're going to go back. So you are the only creator here. So you're going to have to go figure out, do these works, and you will have to look yourself in the mirror, look at your bank account. For this coming Christmas, you guys, Christmas, who's already getting Christmas present? Drop a yes in the chat if you're already thinking about it, shopping. Some of y'all, I'll go the 24th, the day before. Drop a 7. Yeah, okay, yes. So Christmas is coming up. Some of you are going to have to pull out a savings. Some of you are going to put on a credit card. Some of you don't have the capital that you want to really get the best gifts. Some of you are going to get that clearance shit when you really want to get that best stuff for that loved one. Okay? You can go and do what you need to do and earn the money you want to earn with just what you're going to learn this week and completely change this Christmas for you, your family, and your loved one if you go apply this material. So if the answer was yes, then you are a winner, and we're going to start moving you into the winner's image, which we'll learn tomorrow. You're going to get tested many times every single day. Becoming a winner is not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy, and it's going to require a rigorous control of your attention. Okay, so let's talk about how to create your C-type goal. And this is going to be your homework now. Okay, we're gonna get your homework, and then we're done. By the way, we're not gonna check if you do it. This is your life, like I said. If you do this, this is for you and yours. This is for you and yours. Okay, let's talk about how to create a C-type goal. All right, actually, how to write it down. Okay, this is how you figure out how you want. Now, pay attention to me because this is how you're gonna do today's homework. Allow yourself to relax and let your imagination wander. You have to fantasize. Create a shopping list of your wants. There's going to be a worksheet I'm going to give you. I'm just explaining how to do it. Create a shopping list of your wants. Include personal wants and professional wants. As you're fantasizing, do not give one speck of mental energy to how you're going to achieve what you want to write down. Do not concern yourself where the money, the time, the assistance that is required is going to come from. Attempting to think of how will either limit or destroy your fantasy. You just have to think of what you want. You create your own economy. Other people can participate in a recession. I don't participate in that shit. I participate in rich. That's the only thing that I know. The moment you believe that, you create your own economy. Nobody, no matrix, no government, no the man, nobody controls your fantasy other than you. You and you only. You have a brain, you have a mind, you have consciousness. The fact that you're even on this call right now and cognitively can even process what I'm saying means that you can become a millionaire and get rich. You're just not using your mind correctly. You're starting to learn it through this study. You create your own economy. Nobody else, even through pandemic, I was getting rich because I chose purposely not to participate. I remember when I was still broke and I was just starting to make a little bit of money. Like money was coming in and pandemic and people were saying they don't have money. And I was like, I made a decision to not participate in that shit. And I got rich because I chose not to participate in income depreciation during COVID. And I got rich. If you hold your goal in the mind, it must move into form. It must. It's an absolute law, and that's the law of transmutation. Okay. So there's there's three things you're gonna do for homework, and we're gonna want to see this. Maybe I don't know exactly if we should have them post, but I'll figure this out in a second. Okay, first one, your life script. Okay, first part of your homework, you're gonna write your life script. I'll teach you how to write that here in a second. What we'll do, Ollie, is we'll copy and paste these instructions and we'll put them.
Yeah, we have a few things to do. We're gonna drop the meditations, the detachment meditation. We'll even give them maybe we'll give them a link to the goal card so they can write it up.
We're gonna email it to them. Yeah.
Yep. And then we'll have the homework attached to that as well.
Okay, perfect. So if you haven't drop the email capture form again, Ollie. So
I did. It's unlocked, by the way, so I'll send it.
Yeah, everybody, put your email in. We're gonna email you the homework and how to do this stuff here. Okay. All right. First one, life script. What you're gonna learn tomorrow is the subconscious mind, which controls 95% of your results, only understands two languages: images and emotion, backed by repetition. So when you write this C-type goal, you have to write down what this new frequency version of yourself looks like. And so that we call a life script. So here's how you write a life script really quickly. And this will be in the email that we'll send you. We'll post it in school, but then we'll also email it to you. Okay, so make sure you fill out the form that Ollie put.
Real quick, guys, don't put your email in the chat. There's a form, the Google Docs, literally 4 or 5 questions: name, email, number. That's it. And then if you've already registered on Zoom and school, it'll be good. But if you haven't, just do it anyway. Don't drop your email. Not gonna do anything with that. Thanks.
Yeah, make sure you fill the form. Do not put your email here. You will not get the homework. You have to fill the form. Just make our life easier. We're just gonna download the form and send it out. Okay, we're not gonna go copy and pasting in the chat. Okay, so you will get this in the email. Okay, so how to write your life script. You're gonna handwrite it. Very important. It's handwritten. You do not type this shit. You write it. Writing causes thinking. Thinking causes feeling. Feelings causes actions. Okay, you write your life script. In the present tense. Not I'm trying, not I desire. It's in the future, sorry, in the present tense. As if you're living it now on a piece of paper. Front and back. Starting with I'm so happy and grateful now that. And you write it. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have 1 million YouTube subscribers and I earn $1 million per month. And then I start writing my script. I write my gold plaque. I write my company. I write the live events. I write our quantum coaches. I write the clients. I wrote everything down of what my life looks like earning when I have achieved my goal in the present tense on a piece of paper, front and back. Don't go write a 6-page one because you're never going to look at it again. Just front and back is fine. Maybe a page and a half. Front, back, that's sufficient. You want to be able to go and read this. If you go write a 10-page thing, you're never going to read it. You need to be able to read this at least once a week without
guys,
straining yourself.
Just to go into depth real quick, a C-type goal is that one summary sentence, right? Like on the goal card. But the script is that C-type goal in detail, front and back of a page. You're writing every aspect of it. So make sure you know the difference between the two.
Yep. And I'll cover that in a second. So when writing your script, make it unique, uplifting, and empowering vision of your future. Use your responses from questions above to help you get started thinking in the process. For example, here's some things that you can hit. You can hit your physical body, your business or career, your finances, your relationship, your intellect, your spiritual connections, right? These are different areas of you should hit. You shouldn't just want to get money. You want to be rich in all categories of life. Make sure it's really important, very important. Make sure to include both your internal and external world. What do I mean by this? Yes, most of you will put down the car, the watch, the house, the money, the bank account, the business. That's outside of you. Remember, it's not how, it's what? Drop in the chat. It's not how, it's who. Do not forget this part when writing your script. Who did you become in your script? Who did you become to have achieved that? What are the habits? What are the feeling states? What is the self-image? What is the self-talk? This is way more powerful than the stuff. The stuff comes. Like, I didn't have to visualize a Rolex on my arm. I just became a person, and then I earned enough money in a day to buy a Rolex every day. Like, I don't visualize a car. Like, I visualize who I am. And as I match that, the money comes, and then I just buy stuff after the fact. Like, you don't visualize a bank account, guys. You visualize who you've become, then the money comes. As you do other stuff we'll talk about later on in the lesson. You guys realize how much information here? We've been here for 2 hours. By the way, as you see, I'm going quick. Like, I'm trying to get to this quick. Like, we can stay here for hours. There's so much to do here. But we have to wrap up at some point, right? So you want to engage all your senses, include as much detail as possible, where you are, what you look like, who you're with, what you're doing, your financial situation, everything. See yourself and feel yourself. Remember, it's thoughts and feelings. See and feel yourself living that script. It's custom made by you for you. The more you feel it, the more natural it becomes, the more powerful you are attracting it. Some of you are not going to do this, and this is why you will not achieve anything. I have always done this. This is why I earn what I earn and why we're going to scale to the next level. You have to do this because what you're going to do is create an image in your mind, and that's the image you're going to meditate on. That's the image that's going to come up when you look at this card. These are the things you will see. So you're going to review your script every day. Write your script down, and you're going to review it every single day. Review it. All right. So that's your life scripts. That's the first part of the homework, life script. Number 2, vision board. This one is not required. I teach this more to my clients. You guys are more than welcome to do it, okay? So you're going to create a digital and physical vision board with the images of the life that you want and make it as a laptop and or phone background. So this is actually my vision board, right? So I have to actually update it. I live in Dubai now, right? I have a lot, like, these are the things that I want to do. Dream body, Richard Mille, cars, all this kind of fun stuff. And consciousness. All right. So you can actually make a copy. So you just click this link here. We'll put in the email. You click this link, and then you'll make your own copies on Canva. So you just change the images. Okay. So first one, it's not required. It's just optional. But if you want to make a vision board, you can do that. Okay. But the big one is your life script, for at least for this
Going into
challenge.
2025, they should just as a fun thing. You can do it with your family, do it with your
Okay.
kid, do it.
We'll add that in there. So you're going to make a digital copy and a physical copy. Make it as a laptop and or phone background. We'll put the link to mine on Canva. You just make a copy. You just change these images here to whatever you want, or make your own on Canva. It's up to you. That's not required in this challenge, but yes, for fun, go ahead and add that in there. Okay, but this number 3 is required for the challenge. Do not come on tomorrow's call if you didn't do this, or if you don't plan to do this at least. Maybe you should find the time to do this in the next 24 hours. Okay, if you don't, like, why are you here? You here like you're just giving me 2.5 hours of your time for free? Shit, I charge 5,000 an hour, so this is 15 grand for me. So, like, value your time. Don't just come on here like giving your time for free. Like, come back with the homework done. So, number 2, most important, you're coming back. I'm going to vibe check you guys. I'm going to check you guys tomorrow if you have at least some version of this. I don't care if you printed it out, which you're going to get emailed, one that you can print out like this, whether it's on a sticky note, whether it's on a tissue paper. I don't really care. You're going to come back, and I'm going to check you guys if you have your goal card tomorrow. If not, why are you here? You're going to now write this goal in a concise one sentence. Clearly understand me. It's one sentence. Do not write this massive ass paragraph on here. It's going to be one sentence in the present tense, concisely articulating what you're going after. It's going to look like this. I'm so happy and grateful now that, like, as you see, it's already written. So mine says, I'm so happy and grateful now that I attracted 1 million YouTube subscribers and I earn $1 million per month. That's it. Simple. One sentence, done. Understand that. You see that? It's a present tense. It's exactly what I want. It's not this massive ass paragraph talking about this, this, and that. And then remember, it's a C-type goal. It's my fantasy. It's going after what I want. It's not a B-type goal. It's not an A-type goal. It's a C-type goal. One goal. Concise. You're going to look at this card every morning and as often as you want throughout the day. I just will pull it out. I'm walking in the street. I'm in the gym. I'll just pull it out. I'll look at it. And what am I doing? I'm getting that image in my mind of that script. I look at this and I see the vision. I see the people. I see the events. I see the car, the watch, the Richard Mille living in the Palm, and this and that and this and that. I see the people, the YouTube channel, my company. I see these things as I look at this card. They go hand in hand. So we will email you this. You will print it out. This is a business card that just got printed out like this. Okay. And I print out a bunch of them. You can get it printed out.
You don't have to have some crazy stock paper or anything like that. Like my first one before I actually met DeAndre was just on a piece of paper, just cut into this thing. This is my first one from 4 years ago. I still have it. And the new one, he gave me one of these. So we'll give you the template. You can print it out or you can write it on a piece of paper. It doesn't matter.
We'll answer a couple of questions here at the end of the call, okay? So yeah, you'll get emailed this goal card. So now you're gonna write it in a concise sentence, and then here we go. All right, so let's summarize what we've learned so far. All right, here's how it works. Number 1, you're gonna make a list of what exactly that you want. Number 2, choose exactly what you really, really want. That's what we decide as a C-type goal. Number 3, you're gonna write down why you want it. Number 4, create a goal card. Number 5, read your goal card daily. I've had a goal card with me for years and years, okay? So here's the homework. We're going to email this to you. Make sure, Ali, one more time, drop in the chat just in case somebody missed it. They were driving or doing something else. We need your email. We will drop it in the school group, but just in case, we want to email it to you as well. We didn't collect your emails. Homework, number 1, write your life script. Number 2, write your singular C-type goal. It's only one. Number 3, you're going to write that on a goal card and you're going to carry it with you. Okay? That's the homework for the C-type goal. There's one more piece of homework. That's going to come from the Quantum Leap call. This piece of homework is that it for homework? I think that's it for this one. Yeah, that's it for this one. Tomorrow I have other homework for you guys. Okay, so that's it. All right, I'll put this in the chat here. But we'll post this in the school group, and then we'll also email this to you, okay? All right. Oh, actually, it works. Okay, I just put it in the chat. It also works here as well. Okay, we'll also email it to you. If you click this, it actually takes you to the link. That's going to be the homework. You're going to come back to tomorrow's call with that. Okay? Alrighty, guys, we are, let's see. Do you guys have some questions? Raise your hand if you have some questions. Actually, congratulations, guys. We literally have like 95% of the people still here that we started with
Crazy.
almost 3 hours ago. Holy shit. It's almost midnight here in Dubai. I know Vanessa, my girlfriend's probably like, what the hell's going on?
Guys, first, before we get into questions, we'll take 2 or 3 questions because we've been at this for 3 hours. I appreciate you guys staying. If you enjoyed day 1 of the Quantum Leap Challenge, day 1, we're only day 1. We still got 3 more days left, guys. If you enjoyed, put a 1 in the chat, a 1 if you enjoyed.
Yes.
Dang, shout out to Mr. Law of Attraction. Bro, you were going off. I had to get a new notebook.
Yeah.
I know half this stuff.
Yeah, guys, remember, tag me on Instagram tag me that you're on this call. What's even better, because some of you just gonna tag this Zoom call. I'm only gonna repost 1 or 2 of you. Like, make a post. Do it like Denise. If you get on your phone, like, hey guys, I was just on the call with Mr. Lava Track. I just learned this. I will repost that. If you're talking, it's way easier for me to repost than you just reposting the Zoom call. I can only do like 2 of those and people get bored. So if you do that, I will literally repost you every single day this week, guys, on that. Also, remember, if you invite 3 people to the challenge, you're going to get a private Q&A call with us on Sunday. Okay? Maybe Sunday or Monday. But if you invite 3 people and you say, hey, I invited my 3 people, we will invite you. We'll find out how to track it. But if you just invite the 3 people, we'll figure out how to track it. We'll get you on a private Q&A call with me and Ali.
Just make sure you got their names and emails. That's it. Once you track that, we'll be able to
there you go.
Get back to you.
Yeah, at least get the person's full name. We'll see if they got in, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and we'll get you on a private Q&A call. Because think about it, only like 10% of you are going to do that. So there might only be 20, 30 people on that call. So it's going to be really access to me. As you see here, we literally went 3 hours. This is supposed to be an hour and a half. We doubled our time. So I'll clearly give you more value than was needed, okay? If you like this right now, you're like, holy shit, like I just saw you for the first time. By the way, if you came from an ad, like you just found out who I was in the last like 2 or 3 days, drop a 3 in the chat if you're still here. I'm actually curious because this was supposed to be just for the YouTube channel, but we started some ads. Okay, Nikki. So if you came from an ad, damn, maybe we should just keep with the ads, bro.
Hey, bro, it was only 3 days too. Imagine if we actually do a month. Imagine if we actually do a big ad spend, we can reach a crazy audience. We actually had to upgrade our Zoom to the 100-person plus last minute before you guys joined.
Yeah, if you're here from YouTube, if you watch Mr. Love Attraction YouTube, drop a 4 in the chat. If you're here from the YouTube channel. Okay, yeah, that's clearly gonna be the biggest one. Okay, cool. Yeah. Y'all gotta be like showing out on my YouTube channel. Drop some likes, drop some comments.
Following Mr. Law of Attraction.
Yeah, and follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to. If you're new from the Instagram ads, follow. By the way, I have all this on my YouTube channel. I have hours and hours of content in my masterclasses. So if you guys don't follow me on YouTube, if you go to my masterclasses, that's where I train in depth like this. The POV drives, that's like superficial shit. That's like to go viral. That's like stuff that can go get people. But if you want this kind of stuff, you have to watch the masterclass, which is like a playlist. I have them in a playlist. It's easier to find, okay? But let's just take maybe 2 or 3 questions, and then we'll go from there. Homework will be emailed to you, okay?
So guys,
go ahead.
Rules for questions. Just tell us your name and get right into the question, so we can be, we can be efficient with our time, so we can let other people go too. Try to keep it very concise, direct questions, so DeAndre can answer with real value. All right, let's raise your hand. Okay.
Yeah, there's 1 second. Yes, there's going to be recordings. The recordings will be get posted in the classroom section of the school group that you guys are in. So just go in school recordings. This will be posted immediately after. Also on YouTube, I believe. We'll probably post it on YouTube as well.
Yeah, YouTube will be on school, and then you'll get an email sent out as well. Okay. So first question, I'm gonna have Rish. What's up, Rish?
What's up, my brother? How are you doing?
What's good, brother? How you doing?
Really good, bro. Thank you for inviting me over here. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
And of course, a lot of value from Andre. I'm really grateful, brother, to hear you today. And quickly, just wanted to jump on question. I have been practicing a lot of law of attraction, and of course, meditation and everything, and it does works. So, but the thing is that sometimes what happens, like I have actually attracted a lot of things in like 2 weeks, and then this graph goes up, and then there's a downfall for like next week or something. How to exactly, persist to be on the same frequency, like every week, every day, basically. What do you think?
Yeah.
Good question.
Two things come to mind. All right, please nobody write on my whiteboard or we're going to remove you from the call. Okay. So there's a delay time between manifestations when they show up. Okay. So when you first start manifesting towards something, okay, you're very emotional about it, right?
Yeah.
You're manifesting, you're excited, and somebody's writing on my board. Please do not write on my board, or we will remove you from the call. So you're really excited, right? You're really excited, and then over time, so this represents time. Now 2 weeks has gone by, 3 weeks have gone by, and now you're not too excited. Nothing's really happening. But there's a
Yeah.
delay time. There's a delay time between manifestation. Law of transmutation states that whatever image you hold in your mind with feeling will eventually transmute or change into its physical form. So this this red line represents the actual manifestation showing up in your life.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what
Got
happens
it.
now is now it's showed up in your life here. Okay. This is the material world. It's actually manifested. But what happens is that it was actually manifested here when you were first excited. So now you're back
Okay.
depressed again because nothing showed up. And it was right when you
Yeah.
were depressed that it's like, boom, it shoots back up. And you're like in this oscillating cycle because there's a delay time. So you're
Got it.
always in and out, in and out. So that's one theory that can happen. Second one is that it comes down to self-image. Sometimes you outperform your self-image, and we'll talk about that more tomorrow.
Yeah.
If best way is like my clients, like I don't say this legally, by the way, but like our testimonial rate is crazy. It's like more than 50%. Don't record me. This is not legal. I'm not legal advice.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice. It's not legal advice. But it's like 60% of our clients in our upper level program have gave us a testimonial in the first month or two. So here's what typically happens is most people will come in here and they learn this material, then they go have their highest income months. You see the testimonials on my channel. 20K months, 30K months, 100K months, all these massive leaps. But then what starts to happen is they outperform their current self-image. So let's say their current self-image is 15 grand a month. And then they go start making 50,000 a month. They have outperformed their current state. So what happens is they're not used to that. They self-sabotage, they doubt, they worry. All these negative beliefs start to bring them back down. So it's just like a thermostat that if they fall too broke, let's just say they're used to making 10 grand a month, and this month they only made 3. They're low in their rent. They start working harder, and the gas turns on. They're excited. They get up, and boom, now they start making 25,000. Now they're above. They start chilling. They start self-sabotaging, self-doubting, and boom, it brings them back down. So they're always inconsistent up and down. They'll live like that for years. I did that for 5 years. And so I learned how to fix that. Now it's consistent. So it can be one of those two things, and it just depends on the client. It could be the delay of time, or it can be outperforming the self-image. You'll probably learn more about that, and when we train on that tomorrow.
Got it. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Great question, Rish.
You got
Thank
it.
you.
No
All right,
problem.
the second hand I
Denise.
saw.
Let's do Denise.
All right, let's go.
Something's calling me to talk to Denise.
Let me unmute her here. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, perfect. That's what I wanted to ask you. Hey, Ali. Hey, DeAndre. How are you?
Less than highly favored.
Amen. Amen. So I just had actually that question, that same aspect that you just mentioned, DeAndre, with the up and down. That's something that I've been dealing with quite a lot. And I'm just not sure how to kind of like change that kind of like mindset around that. That's just the thing that I'm just dealing with the ups and downs and kind of like self-sabotage aspects.
Yeah,
Like,
you're going to learn about that tomorrow. That's self-image. Exactly. Yeah, that's so as you guys clearly know, I run a business is what I do, but that's the most people that hire me. Like, okay, so I track 2 types of customers. Guys that are just like have no money. They're broke. They resonate with my story and they're struggling. That's some type of customers, but they can't really afford our services. Our A players, our A company, the clients that we run are the people that are 6-figure solopreneurs. They're stuck between 8 to 30,000 a month, and they have one of two things. They're inconsistent up and down. 8K, 15K, 5K, 30K. It's like up and down, or they're stuck. No matter how hard they work, how much funnels they work, they're stuck at 15K or 5K or whatever that. They're stuck no matter how much they do. So those are the two people that hire us that we get the best results for. So the reason is because of your self-image. Most of it's what you learned today. Your goal's too small. If you start thinking 100K months, you're gonna start doing shit you've never done before, which is massive. Okay, so that's the first step. So applying what you did today. Then what you're gonna learn is number two is your self-image. You start to self-regulate yourself back to what you're used to, but you have to change that, and that's what we'll cover on tomorrow's class. So yeah, I don't. Just be here tomorrow. We'll cover that tomorrow.
For sure, for sure. Maybe a quick question, sorry, for that goal, the C-type goal, right? If I write that down on my, let's say, goal card, is that a goal with regards to kind of like timelines, or is that just one goal and then you just kind of let it go to see when that actually happens, if that makes any sense?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've experimented. By the way, I do this full time. Like I'm a full time law of attraction. I've tried everything. I've done all the fun stuff you guys think about. Hemi Sync, Silva method. What's the other thing? I mean, you name it. I've done all this stuff, guys. I do this full time. I don't do ice baths though. Don't catch me out of that. I'm Jamaican Mexican. You think I'm getting an ice bath? Hell no. I don't take no cold showers. Oh hell no. I don't do cold. But anyways, I've done all this stuff, guys. I do this full time. The time frame, I come in and out. I typically use time frames to create time scarcity, meaning how can I get to 100K in 90 days? Like I usually do 90-day periods. So I'll use time, for example, let's just say I'm making 10,000 a month in my business, and the goal is I want to make 50,000 a month. Okay. If you wait to the end of the year, that's not really a C-type goal. You can do that by yourself. But what if you go do that this month? So I use time to bring it to like, holy shit, how do I do this next month? How do I do this in the next 90 days? So I use time to make it a C-type goal by compressing time frames. By the way, the best goals sometimes are the ones you can do within 90 days because you're still motivated. Like what hitting a goal next November is not going to get you out of bed today. So if you can do 90-day periods, that's usually the best. Unless it's, but this is what I'm going to give to you guys because most of you are not at my level yet. At my levels, I can sustain states for months. Like I've been sustaining the state for 3 months now, and I can continue to work towards this every single day. Like Ollie's my business partner. He sees me behind the scenes. I've had this goal of $1 million per month for like the last 2 months, but I can hold state. Most of you can't yet. You're still babies. You'll get dragged to the outside world, get distracted and shit. So for most of you, I would try to do it within 90-day period.
Okay, perfect. Super. Thank you so much, DeAndre. Appreciate you.
All right, we'll take one more question.
Let's do one more. Murat had his hand up. There you go, Murat. You're unmuted now.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Andre. Thank you very much, Ali.
Of course.
Actually, basically the same question I wanted to ask because I know everything that you are saying, almost everything, and years, and I manifest a lot of things. But in the end, last few days, I'm doing your meditation, jump leaping meditation, and it works really well. Thank you very much for sharing it. And some ideas came to my mind, and I started to apply, but I am always blocking myself, self-sabotaging. And there is something, another being in me. I know what I have to do, but somehow I am distracting with the Instagram or doing some other stuff that what I have to do. Do you have any like quick solution or quick technique to change this or to motivate myself or having more self-discipline? I'm a self-disciplined guy because I am a guitarist. I learn, I'm a top self-guitarist. I have a really high level guitaristic, I'm a virtuoso. But somehow I am really killing myself with my...
It's called the knowing doing gap. That's the second lesson in our program. It's because your conscious mind only controls 5% of your results. A little bit about what you'll learn tomorrow. The subconscious mind only controls 95. So just because you know something doesn't mean you're going to do it. Yeah, to do something is in the subconscious mind. Like some of you guys have heard what I'm talking about and you know it, but to know it and to understand it and get paid. The question is, you know this when you're getting paid. Somebody asked me, DeAndre, how do I know if this material is working? I was like, how much you get paid this month? Like your bank account change. If not, then you don't know this. Like my bank account grows every day. Every month my bank account grows. So I know it's working. It's the same thing. Murat, I think that's how you say it, right?
Yes.
You're knowing things, but doing things are two different things. And that's what understanding the two parts of the mind, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. I don't have a quick fix for you, but you'll probably get the answer on tomorrow's lesson. It'll probably be another 2-hour lesson. You're going to learn the difference between the two and the self-image. Most of you guys' questions, like I see Milan's dog right here. That's just a massive distraction. Can we just, I love that. I just see the dog's face on here, bro. But yeah, for most of you guys, most of your questions will get answered tomorrow.
Okay.
And I think that's the best thing. I think we'll go ahead and end that with that question. Murat, just be on tomorrow's call because I'll answer that tomorrow. Okay, most
Thank you
likely.
very much.
Okay, you got it, guys. Remember, tag me if you post like you guys talking. I'll probably repost it. Invite 3 people so you can get. So imagine a Q&A like this for 30 minutes, which is 20-30 of you. Because remember, out of the 170 people here, not everybody's gonna do it. So if you invite some people, it'll probably be 20-30 people on a call. It'll be us. We'll probably do Q&A for an hour. Watch the YouTube channel masterclasses. Give us your email. We'll send your homework. And I'll see you guys same time tomorrow. Same time tomorrow. All right, guys. That's it. Recording is going to be posted on YouTube and emailed to you guys and inside of the school group. Get active in the group. Go drop your biggest nuggets from notes inside the school group right now. Go drop it.
Take a picture of your notes. Take a picture of your notes. Drop it in the chat.
Yeah, drop it in the school group. Engage. Help each other. Get engaged in the group. As you see, this is a massive community. You guys are locked in. Love you guys. I'll see you guys soon.